Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Shake it, but keep pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eye. The Bible guy. He reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy. He turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy. Watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Howdy, everyone. Bible Guy here, coming at you live from Northeast Texas. I'll be honest, I almost didn't go live today, but I thought, fuck it, here we are. So, everyone, make sure you tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there, and hopefully we'll have some good conversations today. We'll see. How's everyone doing today? Maddie Webb, thank you. Much appreciated. Hello, McDubbin and Evan P. Azuka the Goat. Dippler, Maddie Webb, Velvet Worm. Hello to everyone. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Velvet. I hope you get to feeling better. Hello, Katie and Dirtbag. Good to see you. Can we not do any more Lord of the Rings stuff? I mean... Oh, did Russell get in a debate with somebody and embarrass himself? It sucks because they were on the pathway towards deconstruction and now they've regressed back into lunacy, it seems like. Russell debated Ian? Was this recorded somewhere for me to watch? He's in it for attention. Yeah, maybe. Oh, okay, then I'm going to probably go back and after the show's over and watch it over on Monkey Boy's YouTube. Someone will have to send me a link. Let's see who's going to get humiliated in the debate. Grippy Sock Award time. All right. We got our first guest of the day. We got here Truth. Truth, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation at hand. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I'm past that, way past that.
All right, and what pronouns do you go by?
He.
And are you a Christian?
No, I don't know. What is a Christian?
Someone who believes Jesus of Nazareth was the Christ and the Son of God.
Oh, Jesus was God?
Was the Son of God.
The reason I'm asking, because I've spoken, I live in a Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn, and they said Jesus is a prophet. So I'm just trying to be clear on what you think, why you think Jesus is God and why they think he's a prophet.
I don't.
You think he's a prophet?
No.
What do you think? He's God?
No.
What do you think?
He's a dead guy.
You don't believe in Jesus at all, that you mean?
None. Not at all.
Or you don't believe in no God at all then, that you're saying?
Nope. Not at all.
So you're atheist, you're saying?
Yep.
Because the thing is, you're atheist?
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing says Bible guy.
Yes, I'm called the Bible guy because I know the Bible better than most Christians.
You know, okay, no, I understand. Okay, so you don't think there's a God. In other words, you think You're atheist then, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So how did you explain the universe existing?
I think it always existed.
No, it didn't, because apparently you're not aware of science.
I am.
Science says
Mm-hmm.
at one point there was nothing and then a big bang.
That's not what science
Everything came into
says.
existence. The universe came into, so you don't believe in science either?
That's not what science says.
What does science says? Tell me.
You know that like 60% of scientists don't believe the universe had a definite beginning?
No, 90% of scientists became scientists because they were Christians.
So
because they believe in God.
So I got here from phys.org, the largest ever
How
survey
did you
of
come to exist?
physicists. Wow. Hush.
Mhm.
So I got here a survey from phys.org of largest ever survey of physicists put standard model of cosmology under scrutiny. And while 20% of physicists believe an absolute beginning of time with a singularity at start, and 5% believe in an absolute beginning of time without a singularity, 68% of physicists believe a hot dense state, which may or may not correspond to a beginning of time, and then 4% for other, and 3% for no opinion. Majority of physicists do not hold to the idea that there was a definite beginning to the universe.
Sir, everything in the universe that exists right now is contingent. Nothing can explain its existence.
It's just it's just an infinite regress of contingent things.
No. So let me ask you a question.
I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down.
Do you know? Do you know what the BGV experiment proved?
Nope.
Board, Good, and Vilenkin. It proved that any universe cannot be infinite in regress.
68% of physicists would.
How did you come to exist?
68% of physicists would disagree with you.
How did you come to exist?
My parents fucked one night.
Okay, we say, well, I gotta stop talking because there lies in there lies your ignorance.
Slow down.
You're completely stupid.
Whoa, calm down.
Who was the first parent?
Whoa, calm down.
Who was the first parent?
Chill out.
Who was the first parent?
Chill out.
Who was the first parent?
Chill out, honey. Chill out. No need to get upset. What a crazy start to the live, right? Who was my first parent? I started with two of them. Their names were Christy and Richard. Are you going to calm down now? Probably doesn't realize he was muted.
I know I don't realize. How far does your line of parents go? Infinitely back?
About 3.5
Infinitely in the past?
3.5 billion years ago.
Sir, nothing. It has to have a beginning. Everything has to have an absolute beginning or absolute end.
Nah.
Your parent cannot go back infinitely, or we never get to the present.
They don't go back. My parents don't go back infinitely.
Okay, you believe in evolution?
So you think my oldest parent? Sir, you need to calm down. Calm down. You're okay.
So apparently, I gotta stop.
You're okay. You're okay. Calm down.
You are totally ignorant. You are totally ignorant. You said
shh. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Shh. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. You can ask a question.
You don't understand what.
You can ask a question without flipping the fuck.
You're muting people and talking on it.
Yeah, truth. Today is really not the day to fuck with me. So
I don't care what day it is.
I'll have to ask you to calm the fuck down. You can ask your question without raising your voice.
How did you come to exist?
My parents fucked.
And don't tell me your parents, because that's the dumbest answer you can give.
No, that's the scientifically accurate answer. I didn't exist before my parents engaged in the
conjugal act.
Don't you understand how dunce
that answer is? So you don't know what dunce that answer is. Dunce. You cannot have an infinite regress of parent.
I'll tell you this, you're making me feel a little bit better.
You cannot have an infinite regress of parent.
I didn't
after a parent started somewhere.
Whoa. When did I claim to have an infinite regress of parents?
Yeah, I asked you how far back does your parent go?
And did you hear
What
my
is,
answer?
when
And
did
did you? And you would have heard my answer if you would
you
have.
said 3.5
followed.
billion years?
Yeah, so you did hear my answer. So don't ask me the same fucking question after I've already answered it. Yes, Grumpy Butterfly.
That first parent,
By the way, what is our number one indicator, everybody, of like a red flag in an individual? Is if they got the word truth or true or something to that degree in their like username. That's always a huge red flag. Now, hopefully, truth can calm the fuck down and stop crashing the fuck out on my live and act like a civilized human
the person
being.
said their Bible guy is stupid. That's what a big red flag when the person said their Bible guy is totally stupid of science. You don't understand. You're done. Are you gonna go and Google board good?
So are we disregarding the survey? Why is it that the majority of physicists
are you disregarding board good Villakin? They won the Nobel Prize. They won the Nobel Prize to prove that the universe cannot be infinite. They won board good and Villakin.
So if you can't behave like a civilized adult, I will have
Alan Good.
Do you not have any house training? Is that what's going on right now?
I'm homeless.
Do I need to put you outside while
I'm homeless
because you're pissing all over my carpet and I don't appreciate it. Man,
dumb fuck.
The smallest pushback and they just start flipping the fuck out.
Can't come on TikTok.
Here, let's just keep letting him rant.
Infinite. You're as dumb as a dong. You're as dumb.
So emotional. Guys, whenever they say that women are emotional and yet we got jackasses like this who come up on here. Here, I'm just going to turn my headphones down so I can't hear you interrupt me. So anyways, when you hear jackasses like this come up here and oh yeah, he is emotional as fuck. Absolutely. Someone said bomba clat. Yeah, absolutely. Truth. Your arguments are absolute bomba clat. Yeah. Anyways, you done? You done flipping out? For anyone who doesn't know, bomba clat is like a menstruation rag. Anyways, we got someone else. I'm gonna have to get like a little red flag thing every time someone comes up with the name word truth in their profile name. Anyways, Alex, I'm gonna ask you 3 preliminary questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yep.
Question number 2: what pronouns do you go by?
Him, he.
And question number 3: are you a Christian?
Yep. Yes.
All right. Why should I be a Christian?
I think when you really find out God's real, he knows you and he loves you, and I've experienced God's love, and it's amazing. I don't
think God exists.
I know, I didn't either. I didn't know, actually. I didn't know. I used to look up at the sky in grade 8 and think, maybe there's something created all this. But now I know, from my own standpoint, that there is a God that does love us.
All right. Why should I think that's true?
Well, the formula for me, I got baptized as an adult, and then I genuinely asked him if he was real.
So did I.
Yeah, and again, you're still alive, so
that's because only because like I'm a biological organism, and biological organisms tend to live on until some sort of like illness that takes them. That's why I'm still alive.
I've read the Bible about 9 times, and it says in there, if you cry out to God, you'll be saved.
And I cried out to God, and nothing happened.
And
again, so the Bible has a lot of claims in it. What are the evidence for the claims?
Did you get baptized as an adult?
I did.
You did that too, eh?
Yep.
Because I've been going to Bible studies for about 20 years, and what interests me is just the people that have the relationship with God. And
No
I know
one
a
has
lot of non-believers.
no one
Sorry.
has a relationship with God as far as I'm aware. Because
I know. I
God
know.
has to exist in order for you to have a relationship with him, and you've yet to give me a reason to think that God exists.
Well, for me personally, I've heard him audibly twice. I've seen in the spirit. I felt his
Well,
presence many times. I had scales come off my eyes in church.
you might need to go see a doctor if you're hearing voices, my friend.
Yeah,
But
I'm
any-
open to what
but
you're saying, but I'm just sharing this my truth
but
because.
anyways, personal
Yeah.
anecdotal evidence will never serve as evidence for anyone else.
Well,
So
if you have enough
I'm
people,
gonna need
yeah.
some third person independently verifiable evidence that God is real.
Well, again, for me, when I'm around these other people, these other Christian men who have these similar experiences, right?
Mhm.
And again, after reading the Bible, where it's
Yeah,
all depicted as people
yeah,
having relationships with
yes,
God.
we call that
Um,
in the field of psychology a collective delusion. Now, why should I think that God is real?
well, because there is a chance you could just be wrong, right? And all these people who
There's a
think
chance
it's delusional.
there's a
Sorry.
chance you
Yeah.
could be wrong and Odin might be real. What happens if Odin's real?
I like listening to other people's perceptions. Like I'll listen to Muslims, I'll listen to Jehovah's Witnesses. I do like, and I'm just very respectful. I try to be open-minded.
What happens if Odin is real?
There's a possibility I could be crazy and wrong. I keep an open mind.
And you'll
Yeah.
freeze your ass off in Helheim forever. You don't die of a warrior's death like the Norse religion says. And the fact of the matter is, it's not either your God is real or atheism is true. It's either atheism is true or any number of different gods could be real. So at the end of the day, the smartest thing for me to do would be to go by the evidence. And I don't have any evidence of a God.
Mhm. Again, I'm 45, and this is my truth. I put my faith in Christ, who's
But
actually healed me supernaturally
But
once.
that's
So,
a nice little claim, but you're not going to be able
yep.
to provide any evidence for it. So I'm going to need something that you can independently verify for me.
Well, again, I could tell you I was a welder, which I was, but I can't prove it over talking to you through
I don't care.
TikTok, dude.
I'll make it clear. I don't care about anything that you cannot prove to me. I want evidence.
Well, there's nothing I can prove. I'll pray for you. Maybe something will happen.
I'll think for you.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Is that it?
Well, I mean, you're not going to get the evidence you're looking for unless you're genuinely looking, right?
I am genuinely looking.
You're going to talk to anybody on here. They're not
Alex,
going to change your mind.
Alex, do you have the ability to read people's minds? That's what I want to ask you. Are you a mind reader? Are you a mind reader? Because there's nothing more annoying than someone coming up and just insinuating that I'm not sincere in my search for truth. I was a very devout Christian.
Again, I'm just questioning why God hasn't shown you anything, right?
Maybe it's
I know many people
because
who have.
Maybe I'm not gullible enough.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe, I guess, but that's just not the truth in the people I've met and the people I know. So
I think they're just
missing.
I think you're all just gullible. That's it. You're all gullible.
All right. So name calling. All right. Yeah. Have a good day, man. God bless you.
Have a bad day. What a lazy fucking argument. Christians, today is not the day to fuck with me. And at House 70 with the $10. Why are you such an infinite regress infidel, Dalton? That is, I am an infidel, that is for sure. And as we just discovered in the last conversations, because I'm not gullible enough to be a Fidel, why even request if he has nothing and admits to nothing? Yeah, all he wanted to do was preach. And you know what we do with preaching around here? What we say about preaching? That's what we say. Me and my friend believe, so it has to be true. Well, guess what? Me and all my friends don't believe. I know that you were saying that as like a way of paraphrasing what they just said. And to that person, I'll say, me and my friends don't believe, so it's not true. There. Rebutted. I think charismatic Christians might be just the worst. Right after IFB. And at Sermon Game a Lot with the $4.99 says, thank you for the donation. No, thank you for your donation. Hey Dalton, how have you been? Let's see. Korean Jesus is better than regular Jesus. I agree. Korean Jesus knows martial arts. He knows Taekwondo. Is Truth still running their mouth somewhere in the comment section? And of course, they're Truth, you don't get to type in all capital letters. If you continue to type in all capital letters, you will be muted. I have a few rules for the live. It's no typing in all capital letters. You're able to convey what you're wanting to say without doing that, and no slurs. Someone said, I've been to hell, and trust me, it's you, fear God with trembling heart. I've been to hell too. I live there. It's called Texas. Dalton, for your own sake, don't watch Ian's debate with Russell. It was painful. No, I want to watch him get absolutely obliterated. Thank you, Grumpy Butterfly. No, not rage baiting. Like, it's not whatever your name is. What, Malby? I mean, y'all just have shit arguments for God. I'm not a rage baiter. I'm an actual atheist who does not believe in this bullshit because none of your ilk have ever given me a reason to. Hi, Liz. I'm stuck in the hospital bed, so here I am. Oh, Saint Brianna, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get to feeling better. My heart is in Paris, Texas. I've been to Paris, Texas. Not great, Liz. Someone said, oh, I'm not a Christian, and dude, I was referring to the truth guy. Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know if he was rage baiting. I think he's just an idiot, is all. When you spoke with Courtney, you didn't seem this confident. Who? Just kidding. I was just as confident. And Courtney's nothing. But, you know, whatever helps you sleep at night. MJF gaming backup. Every moment I'm in Russell's presence, the petals of the flower that is my will to live wilt. Yeah. There was a moment where I had hope for him, but you know, no more. Anyways, everyone make sure you tap that screen, share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there so we can have interesting conversations. Bees are perfectly shaped for the human hand, and therefore we should eat them. Predetermined brain chemistry, genetics, environment is what you do equal to atone to what? Predetermined brain chemistry, genetics, environment is what you do equal to atone doing anything. Well, I mean, I was with you that first half of the sentence. Theologian Comfort isn't wrong about bananas. Oh yeah. Bananas are perfectly shaped to fit in your butt, you know? Why else would they be shaped like that? All right, we're going to talk to Richard Stafford. Richard, I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Oh, yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I am Richard, a male. A male. I have a brain injury, but I'm only...
No, What do you think of the transcendental argument for the existence of God, Bible guy? I think it's shit. I think it presupposes way too much about the way that the world works. I don't really believe in transcendentals. It's circular, yeah. Is what you do equal to anyone doing anything? I don't know what that question means. Is what you do equal to anyone doing anything? I mean, yes. I don't know what that question means. I got trapped in that argument. They say I can't use logic without admitting logic needs God. Oh, the burden of proof is on them. Predetermined brain, chemistry, genetics, environment is what you do equal to anyone doing anything. I mean, you can keep asking the question, but the question doesn't make any coherent sense. How hot is it in Texas? Because it's so hot in mine right now. Right now, it's 87 degrees where I'm at right now. It is possible that Judaism and Christianity came from an older Sumerian religion. They can't. Judaism came from, and Christianity came from Judaism, and Judaism came out of the Canaanite religion. I wonder if there's any good apologists left. There were never any to start. It's 91 degrees in Vegas. Sounds lovely. Swimming pool weather. Do you have a fixed schedule for these lives? I did, but I need to get back onto my schedule. You do what you feel like due to brain chemistry. Yep. Genetics. Yep. Environment. Anybody doing anything is the same. Yep. I am a hard determinist. Dalton, what do you make of Matthew when Jesus said, "We'll use a sword"? Is it metaphorical? I think it's metaphorical. The sword is meant to represent the division between in the family household. Where is the Lord of the Rings music? Well, I can't play it right now because I'm streaming on YouTube and copyright laws. Atheists have no good. That's a false claim. He is equal to rapist, murderer, Komos. Good luck, everyone. God loves you. That's some bullshit. Would you like to come up here and defend that claim? I don't think you can even define the word good. I am definitely more good than the rapist. Determinism doesn't mean that there's no such thing as good. What a brain dead thing to say. Arcana says, I am better than theists. I agree. Schmitty, I just said yes tentatively because your question didn't make any sense. Probably not a link Viking, as that's a different author with a whole different like perspective in theology and what the author of the Gospel of Mark believed about Jesus and what the author of the book of Revelations author is a lot more radicalized than the author of Matthew was. But Mr. Schmitty, I bet if we really poked and prodded you long enough, you would start like defending child marriage. Because that's what Christians do. They like to sit in the comment section and pretend that they morally grandstand, and at the end of the day, they make so many oof that equal to your worldview. No, my worldview is superior to your, Schmitty. What is your perception on Hebrew books in the Bible? I like Old Testament. I like reading the Hebrew Bible. I think Hebrew is a fun language. Yeah. You missed a complete meltdown on John Cohen's live. Which one? The one from the Muslim guy? I saw that one. Why are you not a Christian? Well, Elijah, it's because no Christian has given me a good reason to be a Christian. So I'm not a Christian. Subjectively, due to predetermined brain chemicals, it's equal to mine. It's not. I'm better than you. Is you just like going to whine about determinism without actually refuting it? Is that what's happening, Schmitty? The flood narrative, the divine council and storm gods all are part of Sumerian culture and religion. Yep. A lot of shared mythology in that region. Well, it's not, Schmitty. I take that back. I'm better than you. Why are you not a Christian? Christians, why are you not pagan? There is Hebrew book in the Bible that is in New Testament. What do you think? Oh, the book of Hebrews. What do I think about it? I mean, it's one of the more interesting books of the New Testament, but it's a piece of mythology. It's got some interesting lore in it. It contradicts the Old Testament. If all your morals come from a book, then you don't have morals at all. Yeah. Christians aren't moral, they're obedient, and there is a difference. No, be a Muslim brother. No, thank you. I don't like diddling kids, nor would I ever defend diddling kids. So, no Muslim for me. Hey, bud.
Yo, how's it going?
It's okay. How you doing?
You know, I'm tired. I had a busy weekend at work.
Yeah.
EDC was a lot.
I have a feeling someone's supposed to come up here and start doing some child grape apologetics. Juwan.
Okay, yo,
Oop.
I have a question, okay?
Nope. Fetus the fetus. My kid, my child in Muhammad, run the fuck away from your religion while you still can. They ever played Life of P? I have not, but I've heard of it. I'm not talking to you, Juwan. In fact, I'm muting you because you're a child. And we don't
I'm
talk
getting ready for work right now.
And
doing.
unlike Muslim men, we don't talk to children on this app. Fantastic. Hopefully you make a big bag tonight.
Yes. I mean, it's been a profitable week for me, so I'm happy, but
Kimberly says, yay, Liz
holy
is up
shit,
here.
I'm tired.
She has the cutest giggles, says Kimberly. And there you go, Kimberly. There's one for you. Parents need to get their damn phones away from their kids. I agree. I fully support Australia's choice to ban everyone 12 years old and under from social media.
My cat is saying hi too. Sebastian says hi.
Hello, Sebastian.
I don't know if you guys can hear my cat meowing.
Thoughts on Christian saints? When I was a Catholic, my favorite Christian saint was Saint Francis of Assisi, because he was probably like the most Christ-like saint of them all. Like, he gave away everything to preach the gospel. Do you know Cliff Knechtel? I would like to see you debate him. I would love to tear Cliff Knechtel apart, and it wouldn't be very difficult at all, because he's like, Cliff only wins debates because the people he debates are like these college kids who don't know anything about the Bible. Cliff is a Trump supporter, by the way. Of course he is. Connectly. Connectly. Cliff Connectly. Speaking of saints, have you heard of Saint Gunifert? I have not. Saint Francis was the one that loved animals too. Yeah, he is the one that used to preach to the birds. If I were Catholic, I would like the saint that helps you find shit you lost. What's his name? Saint Christopher helps you find your keys, is what it is. Let's see. I see Schmitty still hasn't come up to debate. And Schmitty, I'm just so you know, I'm not reading your comments anymore. I'm just ignoring you, but I can see that you're commenting. Is there a particular reason why you choose to debate with Christians and not other religions? Particularly because, like, unlike Christians, I don't like to talk about things that I'm not educated on.
Ooh, burn.
Qui-Gon Drinks Gin says, "What's up, my man? Love your lives, knowledge, and humor. Thanks, much appreciated, Qui-Gon." Also, Christianity is the religion that has the most influence in my country and does the most harm in my country. So that's why I speak out against Christianity.
Facts.
Hello, Dr. Ajim. Good to see you.
What's been going on? How are you doing?
It's been pretty slow. I almost didn't go live today, but I decided to go anyways, just so I could talk to some people today. Do you know Saint Otterin? I do not. There are a lot of saints in the Catholic and Orthodox churches. Well, how does Christianity do harm while it preaches love? There are dozens, and out of the 106 people in my live right now, probably the majority of them are probably women whose like healthcare has been like cut in half basically due to like Christians voting away the right to have an abortion, which is harmful. Do you know Saint Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris was not a saint. He was a bad person. All right, we're going to talk to Sargon. Sargon, I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then we'll have a conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Oh, you're that homo, dude. Get out of here, you freak.
I know you are, but what am I? So anyways, well, he just wanted to come up and call me a homo. No, not a homo, mostly because like I don't like men like you, Sargon. Men make my testicles like go up into my body. Let's see. What a pathetic loser. Anyways, Chase, I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation at hand. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I'm 19. I'm from Atlanta.
All right. Question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
He, her. I mean, he, him.
And question number 3, are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. Why should I be a Christian?
All right, let me get into this, man. All right, bro. I just want to say, like, bro, it's just the way religion has changed my life and changed my perceptions on things. It's made me a better man as I grow up.
Okay, but the question is the question is not why did you become a Christian, but why should I become a Christian?
Why should you become? Okay. Well, what I think is, I think it just makes religion for me, and maybe for you, if you look at things different, I think it could make you more wise, have a better perspective on things. Because, you know, nowadays people look at that as war and everything.
I used to be religious, and I'm much wiser now that I've left it behind.
You feel much wiser? Okay. I mean, like, all I could do, I mean, that's just how I feel, like, how I think, like, it made me have a different outlook on things. Like, I
have a different outlook now that I'm no longer a Christian. So I already got a different outlook. Now what? If you leave the screen, I won't be able to hear you. Chase, come back. Come back to the app. Chase. I'm not going to chase you.
My question would be like, how is like Christianity like made him a better man? Like, I wonder, like, I mean, that's a really subjective
And he's
analysis.
gone. Having a 19-year-old come up to me and tell me that Christianity will make me wiser. My dude, get another fucking 6 years on you. Man. You being not Christian puts you on the same level as any other person. Nope. Your reality is only in your head. Nope. Man, Schmitty, you are just full of bullshit, aren't you? Dr. Jim says, I'm old enough to be his mom.
So am I. Jesus.
How old am I? 30. Feel bad for young Christians. I used to be one. Same. I remember being 19 and being Christian. I was a horrible person. Yeah, Sticks.
I could be your mom if I was, you know, Mother Mary.
No, yeah. Okay, if you're Mother Mary. Deconstructed. Welcome back to the live. What brings you back?
Hey, I had a question, Dawson. Regarding the shroud, I've noticed
Oh my
that
God.
Yeah.
most people don't go immediately to John 20 and 7 when
Yeah.
they're refuting it. Is it not a strong argument? Because that seems like a drop dead, just killer of the shroud argument. Am I wrong about that?
No, it's a good argument against the shroud. The fact that, you know, when we read the Gospel of John, it describes the shroud as being made of a different material and being, you know, strips of linen, which the shroud
Right.
isn't.
Right, exactly.
I usually just bring up the fact that we have actual letters from the 14th century admitting that the shroud was a forgery, and also that we know how the shroud was made now.
Gotcha.
So like the shroud is it's dead. It's a dead idea. The only people who really believe in it are the desperate and the fundamentalists.
Of course. It just seems like you either have to denounce the Gospel of John, or you have to denounce the shroud. But you can't. It just doesn't seem like you can have it both ways as a Christian. You know, it seems like you got to let one of them go.
The bishop of Troyes, when he wrote to Pope Clement VII about the shroud, also pointed out that it's kind of a suspicious thing that the gospel authors never mention there being a face or an image of the body of Jesus on the shroud, which would have been something notable for them to mention, but they never mentioned it.
Agreed.
Wasn't the face of Jesus also like on a Dorito or something like that too?
Jesus' face shows up on a lot of shit. Yeah.
And one last thing I'm a little bit confused about. The shroud, if legit, have done anything more than just prove that Jesus was a real guy? I mean,
you got a lot of wind noise. I didn't hear anything you said, bud.
I apologize. Hold on. I was saying, would the shroud do anything more than prove that Jesus was a real guy?
Not really.
Okay.
Now there are claims made by certain Christians that the only way you could possibly get the image on the shroud is if you had some sort of great light source or whatever that instantaneously just like. But like, there's nothing to that claim.
Okay. Well, I'm out walking the dog, and I know the wind's blowing pretty bad here. So I'll let you go, man. Thanks for that. Appreciate you.
Have a good day.
All right, too. Thanks, bye.
Actually, sorry. A little thing about the Shroud of Turin. It's been replicated like multiple times.
Yeah, Luigi Garla-Skelly.
Yeah, and like there were multiple shrouds at the time of the Shroud of Turin being revealed. You know,
it was
like the
popular hoax.
Yeah, that's why the church didn't trust it. At least originally.
Tom says, do you think Jesus did rise from the dead? No, I don't. And if not, why would his believers that time say he did rise? The answer to that is quite simple. It's just a matter of a mixture of bereavement, hallucination, and collective delusion. Also, we don't really have any testimony directly from the disciples. All we have is Paul and his experience and him telling us what he was told.
Allegedly,
I'm not.
Paul.
You go right ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, allegedly, Paul. Like, we don't even know. Like, even that evidence is, has its holes you can go down.
I would go down for Paul because like his testimony of Jesus is like when he's already fallen off his horse, right, and like he's in the hot desert. Am I correct in saying like he's on a travel?
I mean, that region is really hot. Like, I've been in the Middle
Like
East.
I would not be surprised if the testimony of Paul, which is if it's accurate at all, is probably just a hallucination.
Well, Paul's testimony doesn't. So the horse thing, falling off a horse, is not actually in the Bible. It's not even in the Book of Acts. It's something added.
It's not even Acts.
Not even in Acts. It's in Christian art. It says he falls. It says he falls down, but it doesn't say like he was riding on anything.
Falling down.
Yeah.
He at least falls down.
But he's on his way to Damascus, and as Liz is pointing out, though, that is just in the Book of Acts. Paul himself doesn't tell us where he was or how it happened. And the Book of Acts is like what we would consider fiction. All we really know about Paul is that he had a revelation at one point after he was persecuting Christians, and he doesn't really go into detail about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even convinced like the historical Jesus was real. Like I do concede the argument just for like argument's sake, but I'm not even sure that there was, the person that it's based off of even existed.
Yeah, it's
like I'm not a full mythicist, but
yeah, I feel similar.
I think most critical scholars agree that it's like the historical Jesus that is the Jesus that is presented in the Gospels is not the historical Jesus.
Oh yeah, no, but like obviously the historical Jesus was inspired off of them. But I'm saying I don't even know if the historical Jesus existed. I concede it for argument's sake, but like in actuality, I'm not convinced of the historical Jesus. Yeshua HaMashiach.
Yudi says Bible. Jesus prayed to God. Jesus is not lying. He is really praying to God. Jesus, not God. I mean, I'm not a Christian, Yudi, but also I don't trust the Gospels to accurately tell me anything about what Jesus said and did. So no more.
How do they even know? That's like a third person account of like a private conversation between Jesus and God. Like that, like nobody was even witness to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you, where is your basis in the Bible regarding the Trinity? Yudi, why don't you come up here and debate me? Or are you a Christian? I don't know. No one gives a fuck about the Trinity here. And if anyone is arguing for the Trinity, you can come up and debate me because the Trinity is not biblical.
It wasn't really even like talked about till the 3rd century, really.
To think that we don't even have any record of the actual words of Jesus in his own language. Well, yeah.
And what's the earliest, testimony of Jesus? Like
Paul,
20 years after he existed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's if you like are like really conservative with the dating of Mark.
I mean, back then they only like lived and like because this is not adjusting. This is adjusting for infant mortality past the age of 5 or past the age of 5. So basically, not counting that, people died at like 40 and like 35. If you were like a poor person like Jesus, you would live to like 30 to 35. If you were a richer person, you could live to 60 if you were lucky. Some people obviously lived longer, but.
Oh God, Yudi, are you a Muslim? Is that what's going on? Fuck Allah, fuck Muhammad. He was a pedophile piece of shit, and
Muhammad, police be upon him.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna head out. See ya.
See ya. Everyone say fuck Muhammad and justice for Aisha in the comment section. Yeah. He'll either stop spamming or he'll come up and give us some child grape apologetics. What do I think about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? I think they are anonymous works, and that they are almost entirely fiction.
That is the case. Like the authorship didn't come around till much later. Like as far as like being like labeled
late 2nd century. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind is a heaven or a hell all the time, metaphorically speaking, I suppose. It's 2026. What the fuck are we doing still justifying grape and pedos? I know, right? Fuck them. YD? Why what? Tom? Tom, would you like to come up and ask me yourself directly? All right, we got Adam. Adam, I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
No.
All right. What brings you up?
I had a quick question. So I do lives and stuff too. I'm friends with your boy Johnny and Ace and all them. My wife is Exmo, and she asked me a question. 1 Corinthians 15:29. This is what the Mormons use to justify
baptism for the dead.
Baptisms for the dead. Well, I read a couple different commentaries on it last night. What's your opinion on how that passage works? Because from what I read, everybody was like, we're not actually 100% sure what he means, but these are some interpretations that he could be talking about.
Yeah, I also just sort of go into the camp of we don't know what Paul is talking about here. There's just not enough data to really, give us any firm understanding of what it is he means by baptisms for the dead.
Okay, fair enough, because that's kind of what I ran into. I did say one thing, and just on my own reading of it, it kind of looked like maybe they were doing baptisms for the dead in Corinth, and then Paul was like, well, if you don't think that there's going to be a physical resurrection in the way that Jesus resurrected, well, then why the hell are you baptizing the dead? Like, what's the point if they're not going to resurrect? So that was one interpretation I saw that looked kind of good, but I was just going to see if you had any input on it, because we were kind of, after I went offline last night, me and my wife were kind of poring over that one, and I was like, yeah, I really don't know what he's talking about here, so I'll try to ask some people who might be a little more in the know than I am.
Yeah, this is one of those areas where we kind of just have to throw our hands up and go, I don't know what Paul was meaning here.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, we were just trying to figure out what they were talking about, but no, that's kind of where we landed. So I guess that's just how it is.
Yeah. Well, anything else, Adam?
No, man, I appreciate it. Just wanted to see what you had on that. I appreciate it, dude.
Have a good day, bud.
All right, you too.
Tom, I saw that you came up after Adam, so you're more than welcome to request back up. There we are.
I have something to say that. I think Paul might have been actually like worried, like addressing a concern from the church of people that died before, like their relatives from the past before like Jesus. Like, what does that mean for? Does that mean for like relatives that died before Jesus, like was alive or something like that? Like, I mean, like they're like kind of like addressing their like relatives type thing.
Yeah, maybe it's always possible. Yeah. Tom, I'm gonna ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, and my pronouns are him.
And are you a Christian?
Well, I am a Christian, but I'm not here to try to prove anything, but I'm just here to learn and get your perspective. Because I
Okay.
think you are really a smart atheist.
What would you like to know?
Okay. The first one I would like to get to talk about existence. Like without any supernatural cause, where do you think maybe caused existence?
Oh, I don't believe that existence was caused. I think that the universe has just always existed in one form or another.
And do you think okay, fine, let me say, where do you think our moralities, values might be coming from
I think it's
if there's no concept of God?
a byproduct of our evolutionary history. As a social species, one of the things which are advantageous to a social species is also Yudi in the comment section. You're using all capital letters, so now you're in 5-minute timeout. Anyways, as a social species, the thing which is advantageous to our species is getting along with each other and supporting each other. And so it's kind of baked into our mentality of like fairness and well-being as being a priority in the species. And so as a result, we have developed a lot of empathy due to us having things in our brains called mirror neurons. We're able to understand how other people feel and empathize with that. And that's what sort of is the backbone of our like moral structure regarding fairness and well-being.
But then at the same time, if we are really like maybe species, or maybe we are just like animals, don't you think maybe we could have, or well, let me say this, don't you think maybe we could be acting more like animals than just having
We do.
solid moral values?
We do act like
You think
animals have moral systems too, especially animals that, like human beings, are part of a social species. Our closest cousins in the family tree, being chimpanzees and bonobos, they have rudimentary forms of like justice and morality in the clan. If a chimp gets out of line and does something that's harmful to the group, they will, reprimand that individual, for example, and they will even take care of the sick amongst their own group and stuff like that.
But then I don't think they really have maybe like proper structures, because I think human beings have proper structures in terms of morality, not only
that's
morality,
because
even believing systems and to create systems, cognitive, all these things.
Yeah, that's because we just have higher brain function and we developed language and writing so that we could like talk about these things in more detail and stuff like that. It's just like a higher like cognitive ability, which allows for all these like more intricate moral systems.
Do you not think that animals have empathy?
Well, they might have one, but I'm not only
I'm
focusing
just asking you
on.
a question. I mean,
I'm
this
focusing on.
pertains to what you're talking about, though. Like, do you think that animals not have empathy?
I think some do, or they do, but then but at the same time they don't have proper moral structures like us, believing systems and cognitives like us. So I'm trying to get don't you think maybe there's something maybe that is making us to have that than other species? What do you think that
I
could be?
just think our species is just advanced further when it comes to empathy. But empathy is still present in the animal kingdom. Therefore, it's just like, I mean, I feel like a lot of the moral laws within the animal kingdom are generally like they're springboarding off of like empathy for one another. Like you see it in elephants, you see it with dogs, you see it with cats, you see it all over the place.
Yeah, it's just that ours is more developed because of our brain. We just have higher cognitive capacity. That's all.
You see it with dolphins, you see it with like all kinds of just really intelligent mammals.
Oh,
And
okay.
we derive our morality from from empathy for each other. Like that's like what naturalists would say. Like it came from empathy and just, you know, developed over time.
Okay, let me also, okay, fine. Let me ask you
Do you
this
think there
about,
was no morality before the Bible?
I think, well, I think there was. I mean, there was, and I think there was. I mean, the concept of the Bible also says that while we ate the fruit of knowledge, which has good and bad in it, I think that is where maybe morality could have been.
Human beings and other hominids like Homo neanderthalis had moral systems that date back hundreds of thousands of years. And Adam and Eve would have lived, what, 6,000 years ago, if we take the Bible literally. And also the Bible, we have no reason to think that the Adam and Eve story is even true. And the Bible's full of really nasty, immoral things.
Okay. Well,
Moreover, like when
my
do you think
you
Genesis
see,
was written?
no, you
You're
see
quoting
the thing
Genesis. Like when do
about
you think that was written?
no, I don't really know when, but like I said, I'm not here to try to get to say, well, Christians are like this and this. I'm just trying to understand
Okay,
your perspective
just a
on things.
guess for you, like how, like in your mind. I mean, you don't think about these things, like when you're thinking about the Bible, you don't think about like when things were written.
Well, I do think about them, but at the same time, I also know that everything that is written is not really 100% accurate. I don't think everything is 100% accurate.
You don't think everything in the Bible is 100% accurate?
Well, I'm saying every book, not only about the Bible. I think every book that is written by human beings, it cannot be 100% accurate.
That would include the Bible, right?
Yes.
W.
So you're not an Aaronist. Got it. Awesome.
Okay.
So like,
So,
but now you know, because you've asked where I think we get our moral systems from. I think I've answered that pretty thoroughly. Yeah.
yeah, I would like to also get to, now I kind of forgot because like he was asking me a lot of questions. So, well, let
I
me
mean,
try to.
well, we can get back on track. So when we're talking about morality, correct?
Yeah,
Okay,
we
so
were,
like,
but
how do you get your authority from like scripture then? Like, I mean, if it's not 100% accurate, where does the authority come from? Like, which parts are from God and which ones are? Like, how do you determine what part of the Bible is from God and what's not?
I think that's the thing. I think now you asking me questions, but I was here to actually get perspective from Bible guy, and now you're asking me questions. But like I said, I'm not here to try to say, oh, you should believe in this, what, but I'm just here to try to get your perspective on certain topics. I don't know if you understand.
All right, then. So
Okay.
we've touched on the moral topic. What else did you want to know from our perspective?
Okay, fine. Do you think every law exists because there is a lawgiver?
Well, not the laws of nature, no.
He's trying to run tag right now.
Yeah.
Why not the laws of nature?
Because the laws of nature aren't prescriptive, they're descriptive.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, the laws of nature aren't telling you. It's not like there's like something written out there that says, if you drop an object, it must fall at 9.8 meters per second squared, and you cannot break that rule. No, rather it's just that we observe that gravity works in a certain way, and we call that a law of nature. Laws in science aren't the same as legislative laws. They aren't like prescribing the way that the universe ought to run. They're just describing the way the universe does run.
But then at the same time, I think, well, maybe it might be me, but I think laws are like they do exist because there is a lawgiver. I mean, if you look at
prescriptive laws are given by lawgivers, but the laws of nature aren't prescriptive.
I mean, if okay, because like the world is okay. Fine. Let me ask you: do you think the world or everything about existence is so? Maybe let me say like, oh, I'm looking for a word.
Perfect.
Let me think. Yeah. Like perfect, like
It's not.
accurate, so aligned with everything.
It's not. Life on this planet isn't perfect. It just barely makes it.
Can you
Like
explain why you say that?
if I stand out in the sun for too long, do you know what's going to happen to me? I'm going to get sun cancer, skin cancer from the sun. Because life isn't perfect, and nothing about the universe is perfect. We just barely are making it by the skin of our teeth on this spinning rock.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look at this. My eyes aren't even perfect.
Okay, I do get. Okay, fine. Don't you think? Okay, if there was a God, let me say this again. Don't you think if there was a God, maybe God have maybe created a reality or how things should work, how human beings should do things, and then we all get to shape our reality. But at the same time, he has created a reality where we get to
Sounds like
live the way we are.
Sounds like he's a sick, sadistic son of a bitch. He could have given us
Why
a
do you say
reality.
that?
He could have created a reality where we get to do what we want, but like, no, babies aren't born with cancer.
Okay, don't you think diseases are maybe a result of maybe because I feel like in terms of diseases, some diseases, don't you think we are the ones that created them?
No, cancer, we didn't create it. Dinosaurs had cancer before human beings were ever around.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't. Don't you also think maybe there is maybe, I don't know, maybe cancer has certain, I don't know, but benefits that the universe is maybe benefiting from.
The universe would be better off without cancer in it. There's no positive side of cancer.
Okay, that is a good argument. Okay, let me try to also ask you about Jesus Christ. What is your maybe view on Jesus Christ? And because earlier on you said people.
He was a Jewish guy who took a massive loss at the hands of the Romans.
At the most.
At the most, yeah.
Oh, okay, because earlier on you say people that kind of believe that he resurrected has maybe like I don't know, they had illusions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that my hypothesis is that Peter had a bereavement hallucination, which was followed by collective delusions on the part of the rest of the believers.
Oh, is it only Peter or there were more?
Probably others.
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't have any firsthand testimony.
Yeah. All we got is Paul. Paul had some sort of hallucination, it would seem. And then
seven letters of Paul, like that may be authentic, quote unquote.
Oh, what about maybe like Matthew?
The author of the Gospel.
Matthew?
We don't know.
They're anonymous authors. They aren't eyewitnesses. It's not eyewitness testimony. The Gospels are not biographies.
Our oldest Matthew Gospel doesn't even have a title on it. It's just, it never claims to be written by an eyewitness. It never claims to be written by Matthew. It's just like a story that someone made up about Jesus for like 50 to 60 years after he died.
There were multiple Gospels too. It wasn't just Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are just the ones that got selected for canon by the Catholic Church.
I do get what I do get what you are saying. Okay, fine. Let's go back to the concept of maybe God and creation, because my view about God is kind of maybe different from how others might view it. Well, I believe that God do exist, but the way the Bible is written in the perspective of Jewish, not really every tribe. Because if I look at every tribe has a sense of maybe wanting to know who created them. So I think the existence of God have always been there. What do you
I
think about that?
I would
I think
quote Xenophon on this. If horses had gods, they would look like horses, and if lions had gods, they would look like lions. Because it always seems that whatever religion you belong to, the gods always look like the people who worship them. Why? Because man isn't made in the image of God. God is made in the image of man. Gods are just made up concepts that we came up with because we didn't understand how the world worked. That's what gods are.
amen, Dalton.
Okay, don't you also think maybe okay, fine, maybe the concept of God being there also really works than the concept of not having a God? Because I think having a God is whether we whether there is or there is not. I think having a concept of God is really something that has to be there. What is your opinion on that?
It's debilitating. I think having an imaginary friend as an adult is embarrassing. I think we need to all grow up and we all need to move on and start believing in real things that we have evidence for.
But at the same time, I also think having a concept of God brings structure. Do you think
I think we
if
can have
we
structure.
didn't have a
We can
concept
have
of God,
I think
we
it
we would have
it brings
structure?
a structure,
when
but
we
not like the structure.
as a species, we are just barely out of our diapers. Maybe we needed gods and what all that bullshit to get us through in the ancient world, but we're old enough now that we don't need it anymore. We can have structure and rules and whatnot without gods.
Okay, fair, fair enough. Well, that's all I had for you. But I will do come back and ask you more.
All right.
Okay, you should abandon superstitious thinking and start using critical thinking.
Agreed. Amen, sister. All right, we got another guest here. Why you wanna know? I'm gonna ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Him.
And are you a Christian?
I used to be a Christian.
What are you now?
Um, I would say atheist.
All right. What brings
Oh,
you up?
W.
What brings you up, friend?
Just wanted to comment on, I mean, this whole debate about God and does he exist or not. In reality, if he does exist, he's useless. Like, what good is he anyway, right?
True.
If he does exist,
I
he
agree.
doesn't help. Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely useless. And yeah, like you said, everyone should grow up and move forward, because this is always going to cause confusion, and people are not going to move forward like this.
Yeah, I agree. Time for us to move on. Speaking of moving
Right.
on, it's been about an hour that we've been live, and I think I'm going to do a restart. So we'll see
All
you
right, I'll see you
all.
back here.
All right, we'll see you all again in just a hot moment. And to my YouTube audience, sorry if I'm a little bit boring today. I'm just I don't know. Hey, bud.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Are you feeling any better today?
Not really.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure as the week goes on, I'll get out of the funk.
Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. I'm always here for you, okay?
Oh, absolutely, bud.
Hi, Snitch. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm eating some bread and butter pickles.
That
Oh,
sounds
that sounds good.
delicious.
I know, like everything's like sounding delicious. Like I'm on a like really strict diet right now. It sucks.
Thank you to Neptune in the comment section. Chaos Engine says first, indeed you were. Glitter says Dalton has lightning fast restarts. That's the benefits of doing it on your computer. And then
Ooh, sorry.
Ashley just commented saying, "Oh, yummy."
I was about to say that if you're interested, these bread and butter pickles, which you can get from general stores, are 0 calories, so they are technically diet friendly.
What is?
Sweet.
I got bread and butter sweet spears from Hy-Vee, and they're 0 calories. They're sugar free.
Oh.
Where are these little nuggets of heaven that I can go pick up, or what?
You can find them at Hy-Vee, Walmart, and Kroger.
Balder, Sir Tolo Balder said, Bible guy rolling bluntly on, greetings from secular Finland. Howdy, partner. I want to learn how to say hello in a lot of the different languages. That way, when I have people from different countries, I can at least tell them hello in their own language. Here, wait a minute.
Also, the pickles are only 100 milligrams of sodium, so it's actually pretty good.
How to say hello in Finnish. Oh, it's just hi. Hi, mitakulu. Pickled, yeah. Howdy is Texan, absolutely. Pickled okra is good in a Bloody Mary. Man, I haven't had a Bloody Mary in a long time. We got here, hi, ma shalom, shalomech. Shalomech. Hi, how are you? I'm doing good, Eddie. How about you? Where were animals in the Garden of Eden grazing on the overripe fruit of knowledge as it fell? No, because it didn't happen. But if we want to make up our own mythology, yes, it was a parrot, which is why they can talk, and the ravens as well. And to a guy like you, I would say Mita Asia, which means how are you doing, man?
I would say that all like if we're gonna like be really oh my god, I can't. Words are hard. Delving into mythology, we could talk about like all the animals could talk like before the Tower of Babel, and then like that's when all the languages got mixed up. So
it's very Narnia-esque.
Yeah, like all the animals could talk too. Like
if that were true, and if like I know it's not true, but like if there was actually a tree of knowledge, then my cat definitely skipped out on that shit.
Love that. Yeah, I kind of like the idea that I can probably feel that the reason why Odin has 2 ravens is because of how smart they are in real life, and that's why that animal in particular was chosen to be his messengers. Did anyone else bear witness to Rassol's crucifixion a few hours ago? No, but I will go back and watch it. Do you ladies know why it is that the fruit from the knowledge of good and evil is often portrayed as an apple?
An apple?
Yeah. Do you know why that is? Why that was chosen in particular?
No. I mean, the fruit isn't really designated in the Bible, is it?
It's
I don't
not.
think. Yeah,
But
it's just fruit.
But in
Very generic.
In the Latin translation, the word for evil is malum, and the word for apple in Latin is also malum. So that's where the confusion came.
What's that fruit called from One Piece?
I wouldn't know. I've never seen.
I don't know
One Piece.
either. I just knew I know of it.
I do think it's funny that there is also an apple of Idun in Norse mythology. But we have here, Splinter. Fuck me. All right. Well, I guess I'll just take some abuse right now.
What's up, you penis wrinkle? How you doing?
Hey, you dumb motherfucker. What brings you back up?
Yeah, that was a good one, man. You got me on that one.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, just seeing how your diet's going. Do you need any advice? Do you need any gym workout tips or anything? I mean,
I have
you're on here all fucking day sitting in your chair.
I have snitch for that, so no, thank you. I wouldn't take advice from you
So
if
how
you're
was
the
your workout
last human
today, bud?
being. I wouldn't take
What'd you do
advice
at the
from
gym
you
today? Did you hit some
if you were
chest,
the
some
last
triceps?
human being on the planet.
Did you do some
you
crunches
are
and
the
flutter
living
kicks?
equivalent of a actual piece of shit. So,
bro, I'm trying to give you workout advice. How am I a piece of shit? You're
here's my advice for you.
You're overweight.
Yeah, but guess what? In a month from now, I'll be thinner, and in a month from now, you'll still be a cunt. So, does anyone in the comment section? Does anyone have any advice for Splinter in the comment section on how not to be a cunt?
Are you taking the shortcut way, bro?
Anyways, what a lovely Christian. Yeah.
Yes.
What's the shortcut way? I want to know that way.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm on a high protein diet right now, so I'm just all protein.
Fiber too really helps out.
Splinter
Fiber
in the comment section. Actually, you know what, Splinter? I'm just done with you. So you've caught me on a bad day where I could not give any less of a fuck. So I'm gonna block you. So go fuck yourself into oblivion. Anyways.
Scared of what?
Yeah.
Your abuse?
He's gone now. Doesn't matter.
Your abusive language?
I feel bad for anyone in his life. Ashley Ash with the $2 says, "Hey Dalton, hope this brightens up your week. This week brightens up for you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Anyways, a dose of Christian love and kindness. Yeah. Dalton inherited Justin's reading skills. Haha, don't. I'm usually a better reader. But yeah, it is what it is. English, not my thing. Well, I guess that was a missed opportunity for an abortion, but it is what it is. Not me. Last guest. Phantom Rick says, calling in just to try to help your insecurity. I just don't get it. Yeah, they're just a cunt. What do you think about afterlife? I don't think it's a real thing. I think it's something we tell ourselves at night to make ourselves feel better.
I would say, what was it like before you were born?
Yeah. Randy says, Snitch, how long into the cut does the body metabolically adapt to the deficit?
Once you hit a BMI in which your new maintenance calories as calculated by either a calorimeter or whatever, or not calorimeter, but one of those calorie tracking machines, or just by your understanding of your own body, will even out. So basically, most of the caloric expenditure that you have throughout the day comes merely from the fact that you are literally moving your body weight. So if your body weight goes down, there's going to be a point in which your body weight is so much down that the amount of expenditure that you expend on just holding your body weight has gone down to the extent that your current quote-unquote deficit is now your new maintenance. I hope that makes sense.
Maestro says you shouldn't. I agree, Maestro. But I mean, why should I be a Christian? If I wanted to get away with being a horrible person, then that would be a reason to be a Christian. Luckily, though, I don't have such moral deficit in my body, in my mind. Caregiving on the weekends, it's not bad. Good for you, Colette. That sounds very fulfilling. Every time I hear about caregivers, it just makes me think of the movie, the book. I read it in high school. Something Morty. Is it Weekend at Morty's? No. That's Weekend at Bernie's, which is a movie. What's the movie about the guy who becomes the caretaker for an elderly man who has the degenerative illness? No, not Rick and Morty.
Was it the guy from Back to the Future?
No. Wait a minute. I'll just ask. Let me see. Name of book where Tuesdays at Maury? Is that it? Tuesdays with Maury. Written by Mitch Albom and published in 1997. It's a memoir about Albom reconnecting with his former sociology professor Maury Schwartz, who was dying from ALS. The book centers on their weekly conversations about life, death, love, and meaning and regret. It's a beautiful book. Yeah, there we go. DeLorean. By the way, the guy from Back to the Future is Marty. I am confused. If the sun gives us cancer from sin, Allah needed to split the sun in half. Yeah, why didn't Allah split the sun in half? Well, that wouldn't have been good for us either. I think I already asked you, but did either of you see Project Hail Mary?
I have it in my books, like in my audiobooks.
Yeah, I'm 2 chapters into it right now. The movie was fantastic. God stops the sun in Joshua, which meant that they had more opportunity to get sun cancer. What if Allah split our butts in half and that's why there's a crack? Muslims, jump on that argument real quick.
You know what's really funny is we have special enzymes called photolysases, which help to protect us from UV radiation, except it still is not a perfect mechanism. So if God existed, why did he give us an imperfect mechanism to protect us from sun cancer?
That is an excellent point. He's just a really bad designer, it would turn out. Or just sort of haphazardly put together.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna make the sun dangerous for your skin. And then instead of actually giving you a mechanism that helps protect you from that sun cancer, I'm just going to give you a a crappy mechanism that doesn't fully protect you and still causes mutations and still causes sun cancer.
Ryle says, as a gender, what the hell, God? No, don't be like that. Genders are, are the sexiest people out there. So, be glad you got right here, I guess. Maestro says, I don't believe in God because in his book he couldn't even get a woman. he couldn't get a woman right. I mean, he doesn't understand the female body for sure. Lady Dead, I'm gonna ask you 3 preliminary questions, and
Yo,
then
what up?
and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
And question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
She, her.
And question number 3, are you a Christian?
I am not.
All right. What brings you up, Lady Dead?
I just wanted to know, why do you think people should automatically just be Christian?
I don't.
Like, what? Okay, so why do you think? Why? What's with the Trump then?
I'm trying to ask Christians why I should be a Christian.
Oh.
Yeah, we're atheists. All of us are atheists up here.
Okay, cool. That makes a lot more sense. I'm so sorry that came off so much dickish, because my ADHD like was not okay with like whatever my brain thought of like that. So like, never mind.
No, it's second.
Sorry.
No, it's. I mean, the Bible guy. It can be very misleading. So it's
Yeah.
the second time this week that's happened. It always makes me smile.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, like because like I don't believe in hell or heaven. I know that there's something else out there. But however, I think I make more hell reference jokes and being okay with being like in there than anything I've ever done. Because I've been so like.
Well, you know what they say. If there is a hell, all the smartest people are there, and it's probably already air conditioned by now.
Right, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but I do have another person who wants to come up. They might be a Christian, but Lady Dead, thank you for requesting up, and you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Also, and for anyone who hasn't already done it yet, season 3 of Good Omens recently came out. It was only 1 episode, 98 minutes, and it was beautiful. I cried. Jason, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18?
I'm 44.
And question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
I left the United States. I used to live in the United States for about 20 years. I left about 2.5 years ago. I guess by he. I'm a guy. I'm not sure by what pronouns means, but I'm a guy who likes women.
All right. And are you a Christian?
I'm an ex-Christian.
All right. What brings you out?
Just kind of felt maybe an okay energy from you, and kind of wanted to join the conversation and see where it goes, trying to socialize and make friends. That's kind of what brought me up.
Well, I only keep friendlies up that I'm actually that I know. But if there's something,
I'm gonna be honest with you. How should I say this? Somehow, let's just say that somehow I understand your foundation and I disagree with it, but I want to join, thinking of maybe
my foundation. My foundation.
Yes, your foundation. Yes.
I mean, I think it's probably stone of some kind.
No. Let me explain, if I may, what I think a foundation is. The psychological foundation of any human being is their version of reality, what you believe is right and wrong, what you believe is socially or morally right or wrong. Maybe you believe, I don't know, any idea, all right? But the foundation is the basis of the society and the version of reality that you were born into. That's the foundation that I'm talking about.
The foundation of reality is gonna be like quarks.
We're not gonna argue that. We're not gonna. You could. I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance.
Quarks
we're not.
and leptons and they're gone. I don't know what that was about, but anyways,
that was weird. That was cringe. Don't do that, atheists. Don't do that.
Yeah. Olaf says, why are people atheists? That's how we're born, Olaf. And then somewhere down the line, we get spoon-sped some bullshit, and then we recover from it, hopefully, at one point in our lives.
Do you think he was like tone policing, or like do you think that's what that was?
I don't know. I think he was just fucking. He had a shower thought and thought he was going to sound profound or smart or something like that, but it didn't work out for him. I'm atheist too. I'm just wondering why other people aren't atheists. Are atheists? Oh, I became atheist because I realized I didn't have any reason to believe in God. Oh shit. Someone said Yahusha is Messiah. Fun fact, Yahusha warrior. There is not, nor has there ever been, a man in Israel born with the name Yahusha. That is a made-up Hebrew word. Jesus' name would have been Yeshua, not Yahusha.
Yahusha and the blowfish.
Yeah. Yah. Ooh. Shah. Good God, Yah. He just wants to practice his English for free, maybe. Oh, glitter. All right. Oh, well, Yahusha was up for a second, and now they're back. Here we go. Yahusha warrior, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and then we can get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
What do you mean?
Pronouns are words that replace nouns in sentences in order to avoid repetition. Words like he, him, she, her, they, them.
I'm a man.
So the pronouns you go by are?
I guess a Yehudi. I'm a Yehudi.
No, you're not. But anyways, Yehudi's not a pronoun. So try again. I gave you 3 examples of pronouns. He, him, she, her, or they, them.
What'd you say? He, him? I'm a him.
And I guess you're like what, BHI?
What's that?
Black Hebrew Israelite?
I'm a Yehudi.
Sure.
See, when people say Black Hebrew Israelite, I go ahead and make fun of me. Go ahead and make fun of the Messiah name. See if you don't get punished for it.
Can you spell Yehudi?
Yehudim?
Yeah, can you spell
yes.
Yehudi?
Yahudim. Yehudim.
No, in Hebrew.
Yehudim. In Paleo Hebrew?
Paleo Hebrew is just a script.
You think you know something. You think you're so smart and so dumb at the same time.
No, just smart.
No. You think you're smart.
Can you spell
So you're used to talking down. You used to talking down to black people.
Whoa, calm down, dude. Can you spell Yehudi in Hebrew or not? When they say something stupid like in Paleo script, in Paleo Hebrew, and like the Aramaic script, those are just different ways of writing the alphabet. It doesn't change the sound or the meaning
so
of each language.
You're
yes.
so dumb, bro.
Sure, but says the guy who can't spell Yehudi in Hebrew.
Okay.
How you spell it?
I just spelled it. I spelled
in
it.
Hebrew. In Hebrew.
You want me to
fun fact.
Spell in Hebrew?
Yeah, fun fact.
Spell it for me.
Yeah, Yud Hey Vav Dalet Yud. Yehudi.
From the synagogue of Satan.
No, not from the synagogue of Satan.
Who should call y'all the synagogue of Satan?
Y'all, wow. I'm not Jewish, you anti-Semitic. I'm not Jewish, you anti-Semitic fuck. I just know Hebrew.
You would never say that in my face.
I would.
You would never say that in front of me.
I would. Anyways.
Never.
So I'm going to talk to someone who's not delusional. I just wanted to bring them up so I could like embarrass them on the fact that they don't know anything about Hebrew. Unlike my friend Lee, who's coming up right now, who does actually know Hebrew. Hey, Rob, what do you think about that?
Why do people just want to be Jewish but don't want any of the smoke? You know?
They got main character syndrome. They want to be the main character of the Bible. I think so. What we're going to call it, main character syndrome. Is that about right?
Either that or like spiritual narcissism.
But we look like crap in the Bible. We're not. You know what I mean? Like we don't make ourselves look good. You know.
Well, you can tell by his language that he was writing on a lot of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, and I bet if I would have asked him about his genetics, he probably would have said that some bullshit about how genetics is of the devil or something like that.
Do you know I wrote my rabbinic thesis on Hebrew Israelism?
Oh yeah, tell me. Oh,
Yeah,
you.
I wrote my thesis on, like, I wrote my rabbinic thesis on Hebrew Israelites,
Oh
the history,
man,
and I wrote two ethnographies on two different communities. Yeah.
it is an interesting little thing. Um, do you think it derives from like on the plantations and stuff? People would often use biblical um imagery as a sort of metaphor for their own slavery and their desire to leave the slavery behind, which is all good because that's fantastic. But it kind of went. Eventually, someone took it too far down the road.
Actually, it's a little bit later than that. So in the wake of the Exodus, sorry, in the wake of the um, Emancipation Proclamation and the Emancipation and the end of slavery, there was there were people who went to the north, right to the northern cities. There were people who stayed doing sharecropping. When I say people, I'm saying like the people who were enslaved previously and that were recently emancipated. And then there were some people who went all the way out to California for agrarian, like agriculture and that sort of thing. And then there were some people who went to Oklahoma. There was high hopes of having a free black state in Oklahoma, and these people were called exodusters. And in my research, I found this quote from the St. Louis Gazette from like 1871 or something like that, where this woman was quoted saying, "This is our Exodus moment. We are the Israelites, and Abraham Lincoln is our Pharaoh." And it was such an interesting sort of perspective on Abraham Lincoln because, usually like an American sort of history, we think of Abraham Lincoln as like the great liberator, but in reality, he was a far more complicated character who held pretty problematic beliefs. And I think like equating him to Pharaoh is like a pretty interesting thing. Like, yes, let them go, but also wouldn't have let them go if he was able to keep the Union together. So it's an interesting comparison. But anyway, these two people, Frank Cherry and W.S. Crowdy, began preaching Deuteronomy 28 as a key message for recently freed exodusters. And within a decade, was proclaiming that this was actually the true historical fact, citing Deuteronomy 28 as the foundational text.
Oh, listen to this. Yahusha Warrior says, never will say in front of a Yahudim. First off, the word would be Yehudim. And also, when you add the indefinite article before Yehudim, singular definite article, Yehudim is plural. Yehudim, for anyone who doesn't know, is Hebrew for Jews. Never will say that in front of a Jews is the translation.
Also, the funny thing is, like, he's trying to imply like the Yud Hey is like Yah there,
Yeah,
but
it's a shva.
but it's not even that. It's the same shoresh as Todah or Hodaya. It's the same shore. It's Hud. It's Hey Dalid, Yud Dalid Hey. Or sorry, yeah, Yud Dalid Hey, which is like thanks or gratitude.
Yeah, it's spelled Yud with a shva, a hey, and then a vav column, dalet with a kirik, and then a Yud. So it's like a very.
What I'm saying is, yeah, but the shoresh, the root letters are the same root letters as Todah.
Yeah,
like it's not
give,
a theophoric.
to give praise. Yeah, it has nothing to do with Yahweh.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like they don't even know enough about Hebrew in order to know that Anyway,
anyone who says that Jesus' name was Yahusha obviously doesn't know anything about Hebrew.
Right. Sorry, I thought I was going to get a chance to speak to a Hebrew Israelite because I do love. Look, here's the thing. I'll say also, sort of the steel manning of that position. I sympathize greatly with people having had their identity externally imposed upon for hundreds of years. And I think that it's an important thing to acknowledge that that kind of trauma causes people to ask the question, who am I? And why is it that other people get to dictate that identity upon me? And I think as a Jewish person, I fully understand that and sympathize with that. And I think also as a scholar of religion, religion is it is no uncommon thing for religion to make outrageous claims. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that any of these outrageous claims can't be steeped in supremacy or tearing down the true history of other people, or making a claim that they are better than or anybody is better than. So when Hebrew Israelites say, they're the true Jews, fine. You want to be the true Jews? Keep the commandments. Make the world a better place. I'm whatever. But when you start calling Jews Amalek or Esau or all these different things, and calling Jews a synagogue of Satan, yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, but you have a good day, Rob. For anyone who doesn't know, a shoresh is means root in Hebrew, and Hebrew words have like a root word. Usually it's like a 3-letter root word. And the root word for Yehuda is todah, which means to give thanks. Yeah. Have you tried the new shake? The new shake? I don't know what that is. Many Christians try to present themselves as experts in KJ English, as it was the original language. I have to learn English. I don't know English grammar all that well. I probably know more rules about Hebrew grammar than I do English grammar. Yeehaw, thank you for the cowboy hat. Yeah, the thing, and again, like, I would say that to a BHI to their face that they're not speaking real Hebrew. By the way, if anyone wants to know what he meant by paleo Hebrew, so I'll pull up a chart for you guys to see what they were talking about. Let's see. So Paleo Hebrew looks like this. This is what Hebrew looked like before the Jewish people went away into the Babylonian exile. And then when they went into Babylon, they adopted this, what we usually call the square script. It was the script that was used by the people who spoke Aramaic as their primary language. And so they adopted a new alphabet, but the language is the same. So when the guest said it was that in the Paleo isn't a different language from later Hebrew, post-Babylonian Hebrew. The only difference is like the type of letters that are being used. So that just goes to show when the guest said, so you think you're so smart? Yes, I do. And you are in fact ignorant on the scholarship and or anything in regards to Hebrew. Oh, yeah, there's that. JM says zero evidence of God. I agree. KJV is early modern English, not old English, and not the first English translation. That is true. I got an English translation. Actually, this Bible is old English as well. Oh, it's not old English. It's like early modern English, but it's actually older than the King James Version Bible by at least 3 years. Translated in 1609 as opposed to 1611. So that's the Dewey Rames Bible. It's a Catholic. Think of it as the Catholic King James Version Bible. Have you noticed all Christian men are feminine and Christian women are masculine? What? I don't know what you mean by that. But if anyone ever wanted to know what the language that Jesus spoke like sounded like, a little bit of the Our Father prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, in the language of Jesus is Abun Deba Shemaya Neth Kadash Mach. Yitwe Zemyanacha. That's some Aramaic. Someone said Christ is Lord. No, Christ is Lard. Lard. I'm gonna make that a shirt. Christ is Lard. How do you know so much? What degrees do you have? I have a high school education and I give them hell attitude. Read Deuteronomy 22, 28 through 29. Yeah, it's pretty sexist passage. Deuteronomy 22 is full of bullshit. Someone is scratching at my door. One moment. May the Lord forgive you. Amen. And no, I don't need some fictional character's forgiveness. So, counter curse or whatever. You shouldn't, but you should follow Jesus. Nope, can't follow a dead man. He was actually proven to be real. He was not, but you're more than welcome to call on up and provide us some evidence that your God is actually real. He def was more evidence of him than you, bud. There's more evidence of God than there is of me. There's more people who's actually heard my voice than I've heard the voice of God. So that was a dumb thing for you to say. Why are you licking my chair? Oh, sorry, did that scare you? Don't mind. Just... Okay. Fantastic. Anyways. How do I fix this thing? Oh, yeah. You seem bored? Well, sorry. There's lots of evidence for Dalton. I can see him. There's that. Dalton the Dog and the Incipient Mustache, Volume 1. It's gonna be the name of my book. Schmitty says some bullshit. Let's see what he says. God's grace, you aren't the people you judge. You should thank him. They get away with it to you, and it's equal to you. Schmitty, you should really consider like slowing the fuck down when you type something and just use complete sentences and coherent sentences. Otherwise, you're just yelling out into the ether. What do you think about how Jehovah's Witnesses? It's a dumb cult. And people who don't allow people to have blood transfusions because they misread the Bible are dumb.
Hello?
Veltrix, I'm going to ask you 3 preliminary questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I am.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. Why should I be a Christian?
Is it? I don't want to come at this the wrong way, but like, isn't like hell already like a big enough deal?
No, I don't believe in hell.
All right, now why don't you believe in hell? Do you believe in God at least?
Nah.
Why?
I've never been given any good evidence for any of those things.
All right, how about this? Because in the Bible, I'm pretty sure it states that in the end times, there's going to be wars, outbreaks of viruses, all that stuff, and we are literally living in that stuff right now that they didn't have all the way back then.
Yeah, has there ever been a time in human history where there weren't wars and plagues?
Yeah.
When?
A very long time ago.
Tell me.
But dang. No, you didn't win this. You didn't win.
When the Bible says some shit like there will be wars and there will be plagues, it's like saying there will be people who will eat steaks. Like, all right.
But there's also a million other things that you can look up that is currently happening right now.
Like?
That's been predicted. I don't know off the top of my head, but still. It's really obvious. Have you ever at least tried to get into, Christianity, God?
I'm an ex-Christian.
Oh, then why'd you quit?
I read this book, and it made me into an atheist.
So you let a book decide your relationship on God?
This book.
All right. No. Oh, okay. Listen. So you believe in the Big Bang, right?
Yeah, except the evidence for the Big Bang. In fact, it's happening right now, and we can see it happening right now.
So what caused the Big Bang if there was nothing?
We don't know. Well, there wasn't nothing.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we don't know, first of all, and also the Big Bang doesn't insinuate a beginning, and I'm sure that Dalton would have cited the Copenhagen survey, which basically identified that the majority of physicists, approximately 68% of them, do not believe that the Big Bang is describing the beginning of the universe.
All right. Since y'all want to say that, what created all of life?
Wait a sec. It's not just y'all want to say that. It's 68% of well-renowned physicists want to say that.
All right. Again, still, back to my question. What created life? There's no shot, rocks and dirt.
Abiogenesis. Well, souls don't exist.
Souls don't exist. There's no evidence of this.
What?
But abiogenesis. So abiogenesis is the theory of how life came to be from non-life. We have, first of all, over 15 different sources demonstrating the prebiotic synthesis of various macromolecules, from RNA to DNA to proteins to amino acids to cofactors required for further synthesis of various enzymes. We also have prebiotic synthesis of various protocells, which are basically pre-life forms. We also have evidence that these protocells can actually exhibit certain qualifications that make an organism living, such as synthesis of energy, metabolism, self-growing, and compartmentalization. Additionally, there is also evidence of mitochondrial evolution, as well as evidence of how single-celled organisms can evolve into multicellular organisms. This is via the theory of evolution, but it also bridges the gap between multicellular complex life and single-cell life.
All right, so you think all that just came out of nowhere?
Nope, it came from somewhere.
Yeah, it came from, so specifically, methane, water vapor, hydrogen, and ammonia.
All right. Stop being where did that stuff come from? Everything has a creator. Where did that come from?
No.
Fusion in the sun.
Everything does not have a creator.
Everything really does have a creator.
No, it
everything
doesn't.
Really doesn't. I've been given no good reason. As far as I can tell, nature itself has always existed in one form or another and just changes over time.
All right, so what about... So you don't believe in the Great Flood and Noah's Ark, none of that stuff? None of that?
There's no evidence to suggest this.
There's not enough water on the entire planet to flood the entire world to the tops of the mountains.
Oh, God's power there is. But
and also there are cities on this earth that are older than the flood would have occurred. And whole civilizations that just came and went and had no idea that there was a flood. Nothing in their records. Surely someone would have wrote about it, but the Egyptians existed before the flood and they existed after the flood, and yet they don't say anything about a flood. Suspicious.
Also, should be mentioned that according to the World Column, there is literally no such thing as a world flood.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring up two topics. The dinosaurs, if they got killed off by a meteor,
they weren't.
They weren't.
They didn't. So half of them were killed off by a meteor, and the other half were likely killed off by something called volcanic traps, which exist in India, as well as throughout Russia. And these volcanic traps, once they start to rupture, they release toxic fumes that or oxygen-breathing organisms will suffocate in.
Okay, well, again, if what you're
Viltrix,
saying is true, and they would kill.
Viltrix,
No, y'all cut me off.
Viltrix, no. Yeah, actually, it is my show, so I
No,
can't do
it's
that.
not.
Big mad. So Viltrix, seems like your entire argument for the existence of your God is that you don't know jack shit about science. In other words, it's a big no, absolutely not. Anyways, so first and foremost, act like an adult. Don't yell at me. Don't tell me how to run my own life. It seems like you don't know how science works, and therefore you believe in God. Now, instead of sitting here and trying to ask us a billion questions about science, how about you give us an actual reason, a positive reason, why we should believe in your God?
Oh God.
This is my show.
I just.
By
Do
the way,
people not have?
Wow.
I didn't drop him, by the way. He just left doing that.
Do people not have dignity?
No, they don't. But I'm gonna
Apparently
make sure.
not. No.
I'm gonna make sure to clip that though and put it on my TikTok. So, hopefully your mom sees that, bud.
Yeah, holy shit.
Little Toenail says, "I'm so icked out." I know. Like, listen, guys. If I was even at least 1% gay, the men on this channel are like getting rid of that. All right, Majestic. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
And question number 2, what pronouns do you go by?
I'm not gay like you, so I don't use any.
Well, that was a stupid thing. That was a stupid thing to say while also using pronouns. If I drove up to you in a car and I look out the window and I say to you, "Hey, I don't drive cars," what would you think? What would you think about me?
I would think you're overweight and you sit on this computer for too long.
Wow. Sounds like someone doesn't have any good rebuttals to my points, so they just have to body weight shame me. So, also,
Hey, bro.
I'm guessing you're a Christian because I don't see any other reason why you would be such an absolute massive dickhead. Although that does make sense because you are what you eat, you dick.
Did I lie?
Anyways, what did you say, Scientific Snitch?
Did I lie?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, honestly, your profile photo is not really doing your physique any justice, and I'm sure that I can probably bench more than you. Majestic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably could bench more than me, but it wouldn't matter because you're a chick and guys.
Oh, what was that?
Guys
Sorry.
are naturally, so it wouldn't matter.
Is Majestic's mic cutting out? Is it cutting out for anyone else?
Yeah, you're probably eating it.
Majestic, what was that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
You're sucking up. You're probably sucking on the cable.
Is he just farting into the mic? Because it sounds like shit. Anyways.
Yeah, I think so.
Yikes.
Man. Just more horrible people pushing me further away from Christianity.
Like, you haven't really had too many good guests today that have actually
No, I feel like most of the good interlocutors are smart enough not to come up, and the only ones who come up are the really dumb ones who are also really horrible people. But this person's actually a good interlocutor. I know. Hey, Blase.
Dalton, what's going on, buddy? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bud. And you don't need to do the 3 questions because we already know each other. What's up, bud?
Not much, man. It took me a year to finish the Old Testament.
How'd that go?
It went pretty good. I was cruising through the Pentateuch and the history books, and then I hit a wall at Chronicles. I was like, this is so bad.
Yeah.
It was like the sequel, but not as good as Kings,
Interestingly enough,
Chronicles is rough.
In the Jewish order of books, 1st and 2nd Chronicles are the last books in the Old Testament. So maybe you should have read in the Jewish order. That way you would have saved it at least until the very end.
Yeah, that would have made more sense because then, you end up at like Nehemiah, or Ezra and Nehemiah, which is the restoration. And then you go into the prophets and you're all the way back to like the Assyrian invasion with Proto-Isaiah. And I'm like, oh man, there's probably a better way to do this.
Yeah, that's for sure. So I'm sure
That
someone,
is the case.
I'm sure someone out there has actually made a like, or at least attempted to make like a chronological Old Testament. That probably would have been a lot smoother to do.
I mean, listen, I think Christians out there should give you more credit for your study because it's so many different genres over such a long period of history, you know, with so many different things going on. And like you get into like a flow with the historical books. And then with the wisdom books, it's completely different. You know, you got Psalms in there, which is like prayer and meditation, and the Proverbs. And then you get like the later Jewish wisdom books. And then all of a sudden you're in the prophets where it's like the densest Hebrew poetry, you know. But it was okay. I'm glad I did it. I'm in Matthew now.
Yeah, I'm about to bring up Schmitty, but before I do, Blase, do you have anything to say to all the Christians out there, your fellow Christians out there, the ones who are like doing all the body shaming and stuff, like Home Slice in the comment section?
I mean, you're just an immature idiot if you act that way. I think what I've learned about from the deconstruction community is that you should be able to steel man what they're saying, because you should in good faith believe that they got to where they are because they did the work. You know, you shouldn't think that they just automatically decided that God's not real and they don't want to believe it and they just want to attack people that do believe. Most of the deconstruction community that I've run into were real believers, you know, that grew up in communities that, you know, told them things that, you know, they believed. Like you always talk about how you thought the earth was 6,000 years old, you know. Catholics don't teach that.
Yeah, when I was Catholic, I didn't believe it.
Yeah. So real quick, your typology video was very good. Are you making any more of those?
I really should. People seem to like that video. I should probably.
Did you do the editing yourself?
Yeah. I did the
That's
editing.
badass, dude.
Yeah, I use something called what is it called? 1 second. It's called Power Director. And it's like Adobe, but for people who are technologically illiterate like me. So I've been doing it for years, so I've gotten pretty good at it, I think.
Yeah,
I will make more content in the future, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I know like the TikTok scene is a lot of like angry debating, but like your videos, the typology video was really good. When you actually do speak to people that have like Bible questions or they know what they're talking about, it's always like I learned something. Like Justin
colors.
Yeah, Justin from DZ, like when he did that video with Dr. Kip on the Book of Jeremiah, that was really good. But you know, obviously educational videos aren't gonna get the clicks that, you know, the rage bait ones do.
Yeah, I will be posting that last guest though, 100% for sure. And
that was so dumb.
Yeah. But Blase, thank you for being a short little reprieve from the craziness.
Yeah, man, you're not feeling good today? You seem like not yourself.
It's a lot. I can't talk about it online, but yeah, I'll be okay.
All right, cool, man. You know what I'm going to do for you, but I know you don't believe that, so.
And I appreciate it.
But hang in there, man. It's going to get better.
Yeah.
Later, bro.
Yeah. See, that's a good Christian, everyone.
Oh, that was sweet.
Be like Blase. Don't be like last guest whose name I forgot because they're not important.
I love how you at least like acknowledge like the deconstruction like communities like work that we put into like getting through this stuff.
Hi, which is Finnish for hi. Boulder.
Yeah, Morians, as I said, there's a few ways, but let's have a little bit more chat. after the show, if possible. But I really have to tell that you're doing very good work. And like many guests have said here, here, living here in a very secular part of the world, it's kind of interesting to see how you guys still have to fight. Here it's basically more a joke right now, but still, it's part of the culture, and that's the way it goes. It's not, it's never gonna be a fast change, as you guys know.
I will
But
say
I really like the
this.
way you fight.
I will
Yeah.
say this. Y'all have some of the most beautiful churches over there. Like the architecture, as far as architecture is concerned.
Exactly.
It's
History,
made to,
culture is culture, and all the castles and all of that. As you know, they used to be hand in hand with the state and the church. So the castles too, they are related to that religion history. So there's all kinds of nice relics about it too. Like you said, I think in some other words. But anyway, I really been enjoying your show. There's a few very good guys in my opinion. I'm not that pervert that be watching these shows every night, but once in a while I do. I think you're a rising star in my opinion. I think the level of knowledge that you have is very deep down, of course, on top of the typical very smart reasoning that you have. And I know a lot of Americans do have that too. I've been dealing with USA people for now 40 years. So I went there as an exchange student to Michigan in 1986. So I've been there, I've done it, all over the place. But I'm so happy to see you guys.
Belle says hi. She's playing Minecraft now. We were talking about Pokemon.
Okay.
No,
Okay, but hey, Bible guy, let's talk behind the scenes as well, if you have some time at some point. And I really hope you're the best, and all the other guys in the studio. You're great. You're doing good.
Oh, thank
So
you, Boulder.
rock and roll, guys.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
You have a wonderful
Talk
day, bud.
to you later. All right. Yeah. Bye.
Balder is the light bringer in Norse mythology, everyone. So nice little bit of light there. Christians. Come on up, let's have a conversation. Speaking of nice people here, GeForce has sent me 2 galaxies. And also on YouTube, GeForce with the 6666. Appreciate you. Cheers, my friend. Thank you so much, GeForce. Much appreciated. Wonderful person, lovely. I love your profile picture too. Like the gate, Baldur's Gate. We love Baldur's Gate here. Snitch. By the way, I muted you, Snitch, because you and
oh, sorry, I didn't realize my microphone was on.
That's good. I heard something about Pokemon. That's all I heard. What, BB? You want to go out? Is that what you're just staring at me? You want to go out? You begged to come in here, and now you want to go out? Okay. I'll open the door for you. Just give me a second, everyone. All right. Oh. A dozen roses and a hubba bubba. Hey, thank you. Anyways, do you think I think I'm gonna do another restart now. It's been an hour.
Not a whole lot of guests. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna come back this time. So bye to everybody in the chat. Yeah, I'm like obviously ready for work. So
yeah. All right, make lots of money and have a good night.
Right. Thank you so much. All right, bye guys.
Bye. If anyone doesn't know, Liz is in real estate. No skin. All right, we're gonna do a quick restart on TikTok, and then I'll see you all again in just a moment. That That one fellow crashing out it's gonna make a pretty cool clip, I think. I think I'll probably clip it right after the show's over. YouTube Punk, thank you for the links. Yeah, everyone, go check out Scientific Snitch's channel, 100%. Ooh. I used to do this trick when I was a kid. So I can crack my knuckles like that, and then I would do the when you're in school, people used to do the trick where they take their teeth and they do this bit to make it look like they're like cracking their nose, like that. But me, I didn't have to do that. I could just like grab it, and because like everyone knew that trick, I could go, "Hey guys, watch this," and they'd see I wouldn't be doing it with my. And then I would do something silly to make them wonder, like stuff like that. Did that to my 5-year-old cousin. I even popped my hair for him, and he was amazed. Is stream ending? No, stream's not going to be ending yet. I would have believed you. I'll say this, doing these lives do make me feel a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Then you get into Paulism debates, and I love Paulism debates. Other than 2 Thessalonians 1:8, what else do you use to show Jesus wasn't as great a person as said? I mean, the fact that Jesus was like an advocate for the observation of the law of Moses, I think is all the argument we need for why Jesus wasn't a great person. And the law of Moses has some pretty atrocious stuff in it. Third time's a charm. Yeah. Hell yeah. Putting in Dan McClellan's book as well. Which book did you link? Yahweh's Divine Images. Good book. If anyone hasn't already, I'll show you. Y'all should check out this book. It's actually a free book from Dan McClellan. You can read the whole thing online. It's called Yahweh's Divine Images, A Cognitive Approach by Daniel O. McClellan. So Dan has his degree in the cognitive science of religion. And this whole book goes into detail about the way that religious icons and images function in the ancient world, and also on the development of God beliefs. It's a pretty good book. According to Wikipedia, Rasul is a highly sought after Mary Jane strain from India. Well, there we go. We've learned their origin. That's their origin story. I'm so disappointed in Rasul. And yeah, I'm gonna be on Jovan Bradley's show again this Wednesday. We're trying to find a third to join us. Maybe Justin. I would like to get Justin to come up with us. It's been a very, very long time since I've gotten to co-host with Justin on a show before. Maybe one day he'll grow up. Maybe. Maybe he just needs a little bit more time. Until then, I'll definitely be going back to watch the Ian Russell debate later tonight. Jovan is awesome. He is awesome. Love that guy. First thing I heard, find a third for us to join. Well, we are. Me and Jovan are looking for a third. Russell is in his early 30s. Whoa. Okay, I thought he was like his early 20s. A little bit less helpful. Have you come across anyone who hated the Dan Brown books, not understanding that were novels? I mean, the only people who hate the Dan Brown books are religious people generally. I mean, I think as a non-religious person, I recognize that the Dan Brown novels are fiction and thus are not accurate to reality. And personally, I enjoy them. I've read almost all of his books. I've read the Da Vinci Code, obviously, and Angels and Demons. Those are my favorite. I even read the Lost Symbol when I was in high school at one point, and I think the only one I haven't really read from him is the one he did recently on the Divine Comedy. But they're really great pieces of fiction, really engaging, and they do have nuggets of like fun stuff in there. As an atheist, what religion do you think is the least ridiculous? Satanism. Plus, I just love Tom Hanks as an actor, and he did a really good job at portraying Dr. Langdon. YouTube Punk says, at the Bible Guy Official, picked up a book at the Goodwill, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, side by side by David A. Reed. Legit or nah? Never heard of it, but let's find out together. Let's see. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, side by side by, what was his name? David A. Reed. David A. Tom Hanks is no longer under us? What does that mean? Let's see. Essentially a modern synopsis or parallel it's a parallel harmony. So I probably thought it was from what I read. So what this basically means is that the author, Dr. David Reed, is attempting to take the four gospels and then trying to synthesize them into a single coherent gospel, or trying to bring them in like chronological order. The problem is it's quite literally an impossible task due to the way that the gospels are written. So it sounds like this might be a religious person who's attempting to synthesize the gospels, but give it a read and do a little bit of research on the author too. I would suggest that, but give it a read and see how they attempt. And I'm pretty sure you'd be able to spot whether or not they're shoehorning in any like explanations on how to harmonize the gospels. All right, that's pretty good then. No apologetics. Love that. I'd be interested to know how they, for example, in one gospel, Jesus curses the fig tree, then he goes to clear the temple, and then he returns and sees that the fig tree is withered. Whilst in another one, he curses the fig tree, it withers, and then he goes to the temple. How do they fix that problem? I'd love to know what they do with the nativity stories. Lots of blank columns for John. That's because the Gospel of John author basically just makes up a whole new story for Jesus. Dan Brown's Origin is one of the best pieces of fiction I've ever read. Is Origin the one? I haven't read that one either. If God isn't real, how do you explain Usador having 2 buttholes? That's because of the 3 goddesses of Foon, not because of Yahweh. Let's get that out of mind. Yahweh doesn't exist, but the 3 goddesses of Foon do. Don't forget to do a Bible version translation tier list. Maybe I will do that. Tier lists are quite popular on YouTube. Maybe I'll make a tier list video of what I consider the worst and best of the most popular Bible translations. Can you give a brief description of preterism? Preterism is the belief that all of the prophecies of the Bible have already been fulfilled, even the prophecies about Jesus' second coming. And the way they do that is by the classic apologetic tactic of words don't mean words. So, yeah. Is there a translation worse than the KJV? Yeah, the Message Bible is worse than the King James Version Bible because it's not really a translation, it's a paraphrase. I understood you, Pokegurumi. Sway, do Chase. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
She.
And
Her.
are you a Christian?
I guess. I don't know.
All right. I'm Dalton the Bible guy. Why should I be a Christian?
I guess, like, can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
When you say Don the Bible guy, like, does that mean like you know the Bible a ton and you like where'd you get that name from?
Yeah. I'm called the Bible guy just because I know the Bible very well.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So, I don't, for instance, say like I don't like push my belief on anybody or like, me believing in Jesus or Christ or anything like that. I think that you can't really give somebody a reason to do something. I think that it's kind of like you just have to experience it. I think it's more about like a relationship or experience.
I think for some reason a lot of Christians come on here and they think that there's like this dichotomy where it's either you're forcing your religion on someone or you just like, or what you just said, like you're not forcing them, you just have to hope that they have an experience. But there is a middle option. You just provide reasons and evidence for the things that you believe in, and then the person is either going to be convinced or not convinced based on the reasons that you give. I think that's probably the best option.
I just think that with faith though, it's kind of like hard to prove. I feel like it's just like you got to be open-minded. It seemed like I mean, I've only seen you for a couple minutes, but you do seem like you're open-minded and not like yelling or cursing anybody out like I've seen some people do on here.
Yeah, I'm actually an ex-Christian. Yeah, I used to be a Christian, and then once I started studying the Bible and comparing the Bible to reality, wait 1 second. Someone said someone named We Are DNA says, Dalton won't debate me. Don't know who you are. He's afraid of me. Don't know who you are. LOL. I'm kidding. Okay. Hope you're having a good weekend. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. Anyways, you had me. He got me in the first half. Yeah, I see you, bud. Anyways, what was they saying? Oh yeah, ex-Christian. And then I read the Bible, compared it to like reality, and I found it lacking.
Okay. So like when you were Christian though, like were you just kind of like following the Bible or like how? Because a lot of people take on the title, but
I believed I had a living relationship with Jesus at the time. I now kind of understand that to be a parasocial relationship, like the kind of relationship that people have with celebrities online. They're not real. They might feel like there's a relationship there, especially but like it's I don't think anyone actually has an actual relationship with Jesus, because I think Jesus is dead. But at the time, I believed I had a relationship with Jesus.
Okay, so it's like you felt like you did, but you never really experienced it in a sense.
I mean, I thought I experienced it because
Okay.
the feeling of having a relationship with someone doesn't require that the relationship be authentic. I'm sure, like, for example, like, like, for example, there will be like a couple or like two people, and one person feels a genuine amount of like adoration for the other, but it's not reciprocated. So there's like this feeling of relationship there, even when it's not. So like in the same way, if that's true for like two people who do exist, how much more so for like people who are Christians can have a feeling of having a relationship with Jesus without there actually being to need an actual relationship.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit confused by that, but I will accept what you're saying, and honestly, I'm not. I just kind of wanted to understand where you were coming from, but I'm not like one to try to like convince or convert or do anything. I mean, that's probably bad because I do follow Christ and I do believe that Christ didn't do anything wrong to people. I think he only spread love and positivity,
You know,
which
he
is why I
did.
don't understand.
He did once call a woman a dog.
Woman to be. I knew you were gonna say that. Like that's what the other lady be saying a lot, but I feel
Yeah.
like that was taken out of context, and I don't think that he actually was like you're a bee. Like I feel like right after that,
He
if
changed his
I'm not
mind.
mistaken,
Well,
he killed his.
he changed
Didn't
his
he kill her
mind.
daughter?
Yeah, he changed his mind because she showed faith, but like his reaction prior to that was him genuinely referring to her and her people as dogs.
I don't know. I feel like everybody who talks about Jesus, they kind of say that he's loving. Like I mean, like
There's like the real Jesus, but then there's the version of Jesus that we've all created in our heads, and who's like the hippie, the one that loves everyone, but in reality, like I don't think Jesus of Nazareth was really a good person, especially if he was the kind of person who really did push for observance of the Mosaic law, like the Jesus of the Gospels did.
Yeah, I hear you. I just feel like if somebody is like coming to arrest you and then they like your backup guys like cut their ear off and then you like heal it and like, hey, chill out. And then like people are beating you and you're just like, hey, forgive them. Like they don't know what they do and people like spitting on you and all this and all that and you never say anything. And all you've done is like been on for like killing people.
But also,
again,
like if we were to talk to Jesus, do you think Jesus like agreed with the law of Moses?
See, and that's why I'm not here to debate that. I'm just here to debate like the character of Jesus, like on what he did, like feeding people, healing people, like why all these crowds were following him everywhere he went to get healing. Like
I don't think a lot of that really happened.
And that's kind of that's why I'm saying like I just think that as far as Christianity, the reason why I believe it is because I think that it gives me a sense of protection just internally. Also, because I do like if there's like even a 0.0000001% chance that God is real, I feel like
what if God is real, but he gets mad at you for worshiping Jesus?
No, I'm saying like if God is Jesus is what I'm saying. Like if there's even a 0.
But what if there's even a 0.0001% chance that like God is real, but like Judaism is true, and he gets mad at you for worshiping Jesus?
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's 0.001 chance that God is real and God is Jesus, I would rather take that chance because it gives me a sense of comfort and it gives me a sense of protection.
But you might still end up in hell, even if God is real, because he might be upset with you for worshiping Jesus.
And that's what I'm saying. If I do, I don't believe that I will, but if that is the case, then at least I had a good time here. I've enjoyed. I felt safe. I felt like there was something to have hope in. It was something that I had an experience with, and that's good. I'm glad that you did. But I'm just saying, like for me personally, like because I do believe people can do witchcraft. Like I was just talking to a couple people, and I do believe that there are people who do like evil things.
Magic isn't real either.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not going to tell these people that they're liars based on what they've experienced. And
I didn't really feel like that was going to go anywhere. Anyways. Michael, I'm going to ask
I was
you
hoping to come up.
3 questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Question number 1, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm over 18.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I'm a male.
Male is not a pronoun in the English language.
Yeah, I don't use pronouns though.
Could you say that again without using a pronoun?
I don't use pronouns.
But you just did.
No, it's just a way for you to cause confusion.
You just use pronouns again. Here,
know
I
that
will
in the
accept.
Bible, demons refer to
I will
themselves.
accept that you don't use pronouns. But anytime you use a pronoun in a sentence, you'll hear this sound. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. And are you a Christian? Are you a Christian?
I'm a Christian.
I is a pronoun.
Now you're trying to send.
Your is also a pronoun. You said you don't use pronouns. I'm just holding you to your word.
You're playing a wicked game.
Your is also a pronoun.
I hope that God.
I is also a pronoun.
Good night, buddy.
I'm sorry if you're just disingenuous. It's your fault for being a bigot. Anyways. And at Calicia with the $5 for the pronoun fail. Yep. You can always tell what kind of conversation is going to be like if they cannot like think critically and like answer a single like simple question. Look, if you say you don't use pronouns, I'm willing to indulge you, but if you use a pronoun, I'm going to call you out for because you basically just lied to me and my audience. And guess what? Lying is a sin in your religion. Imagine being so triggered by someone not wanting to misgender you, right? Oh yeah, I should. Next time I'll make sure to tell him to his face he's a liar. I hope God, yeah, we didn't get to hear anything else he said because of the buzzer. Love the buzzer. Best call of the day. Yeah. It wouldn't make much sense to create someone much possible to mythologize an already existing person. No, mythicism doesn't require you to make up Jesus. That's a huge misunderstanding. Why didn't we introduce pronouns 10 years ago? Oh, prodigal son, you poor, poor summer child. We've been using pronouns for thousands of years. Fun fact, there are pronouns in the Bible. God says, I am he. That's 2 pronouns in one sentence. But that's typical. God. But that's typically how atheists are here. I didn't get the first part of your sentence, so. Let's see. You know what I'm talking about. I really don't. Hey Dalton, are there pronouns in ancient Hebrew and Aramaic? There sure are. Ani hu. So that's a phrase, everyone, you can learn right now. In Hebrew, ani hu. Ani means I am in Hebrew. And then hu in Hebrew means him. I am him, or I am he. Ani hu. Why shouldn't you be Christian? Because there's no good reason to be a Christian. And funnily enough, who in Hebrew means him, and he in Hebrew means her. So who is him and he is her. That's gonna be a fun children's book. Who's on second? Yeah. There you go, Neptune. You got it. I'm not. That wasn't me being mean, Elijah. That was just a response. You said, "Why shouldn't you be a Christian?" And my response was, "Because I don't have any good reason to be a Christian." Functional High says, "How are you today?" Eh. I think Christianity has its nice sides, like everything else. It also has its dark sides. Yep, every pile of shit has its corn, you know? Why is hell so different in the Old Testament and in the New Testament? When was hell as we know it created? Well, there is no hell in the Old Testament. I mean, unless you're reading like the King James Version Bible or some older translation. There's Sheol in the Old Testament. But hell as a concept didn't arise until like late into Second Temple Judaism. Do you think religion is good? Not necessarily, no. Yaya says, "Hey Dalton." Hey Yaya. Hey Yaya. What's my name? I think hellfire was a local dump in ancient days. It's not. There's actually nothing to support that. Yup. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions, and then we'll get to the conversation. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, sir.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I don't use those. I'm just a guy.
Yes, you do.
Okay, then he. I don't know.
There you go. And are you a Christian?
I am.
All right, I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. Why should I be a Christian?
Can I ask you why you don't believe in him?
Because I've never been given a good reason to.
All right. So I'm guessing you believe in science, right?
I accept the findings of the scientific method.
Do you know Newton's third law?
Off the top of my head, no.
It's cause and effect, basically. So I'd say, do you believe in the Big Bang?
Yep. And we don't know what caused it. So I do the most honest thing and say I don't know.
Okay. And you know that nothing can be caused from nothing?
Which is why I don't
there
believe,
there has to be a cause to everything, like a little domino effect.
Why okay, I have to ask this genuinely. Why is it that every Christian we talk to always thinks that we believe that something came from nothing?
What do you think it came from?
I don't think it came from anything. I think it's always existed.
You think okay.
But I'm just curious, where do y'all get this idea that we believe something came from nothing?
I don't know why you're using we. I think atheists and Christians both believe in the Big Bang. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
but the Big
both
Bang,
people do. Yes, it's a common belief that we were taught in school.
I didn't ask about the Big Bang. I asked you, why do you think that atheists think that something came from nothing?
Because that's what we're all taught, including us too.
I wasn't taught that in school.
Well, that's what the curriculum teaches us.
No, because that's not what the Big Bang is.
What is the Big Bang to you?
The Big Bang only tells us that about 13.8 billion years ago, the universe was very dense and then began to rapidly expand, but it doesn't say anything about where that matter came from.
And matter can be created or destroyed, so it's just always been there?
As far as I can tell.
Okay, I respect that, yeah. Second, why else? Is there any other reason that you think that he does not exist? Like any?
I think
certain reason.
I think the primary reason of I've never been given a reason is fully sufficient.
So you've never looked out or tried?
I have
to look for yourself.
I have, and
what did you find? And what did you not like about it?
No, it wasn't not about it or liking. It just wasn't convincing.
Okay. Do you know Pascal's wager?
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad. Pascal's wager.
So what is it?
Pascal's wager often assumes that there are only 2 options. It's either Christianity is true or atheism is true. So it's better to be a Christian because if you're an atheist and you're wrong,
that's not Pascal's wager.
That is
Pascal's wager. Is basically if you're an atheist, you only have benefits to believing God. Because if you die an atheist, then you just believe there's nothing.
That's not true.
If you're Christian, you are set up with morals that are shared. You know,
if you're a Christian and it turns out, what happens if you're a Christian? It turns out Judaism is true. That's
I'm
the problem.
saying the odds. I think
that's
it's better to be
it's
a
not 50.
Christian than an
It's not.
atheist, because an
It's not.
atheist you
It's
wouldn't
not
even
50.
have.
It's not 50-50. You
No,
are.
Pascal's wager is not just for Christianity. It can be used for any god, any belief.
If I became a Christian tomorrow, I'm just as likely to end up in somebody else's hell as you are.
But at least as an atheist, you don't have that choice, or a chance. You can have. You believe in something.
I have as much chance as you do. And what if it turns out that there's a God who only rewards atheists? Can you prove that there isn't a God who's out there, who made the universe and then
can you prove God isn't real?
That's a negative. Yeah, exactly. You can't prove it. You can't prove that there isn't a God out there who will only reward atheists and that all the gullible people end up in hell.
Then that's still Pascal's wager. You're believing something because there might be a chance of it happening.
I'm just as safe as you are, and
You're just proving Pascal's wager.
No, I'm not. I'm just as safe as you are, and just as much deep shit as you
then
are.
Resay your argument again.
Yeah. What if you end up in hell for not being an atheist?
And then you end up in whatever the heaven that God has?
Yeah.
You chose to be an atheist, so
I didn't. No one chooses.
Okay,
their
well
beliefs.
then, if you're an atheist, even if you didn't choose it, then you have more of a chance.
That's the other thing about Pascal's wager. The other reason which Pascal's wager fails, because if God is all knowing, is your God all knowing?
He is.
Will he know that I was pretending to be a Christian just to get out of hell?
You can't pretend and get out of hell.
Exactly.
That's not what I believe.
Yeah, exactly. You can't choose what you believe. If I'm not convinced that Christianity is true, it's not like I can just be like, well, the odds are I might as well just do this to avoid hell. No, that's bad. I couldn't trick the God. I could just pretend to be a Christian just in case that hell is real, but I would just be pretending and I wouldn't genuinely believe.
No. It doesn't work. You can't just trick him into thinking.
I know, which is why Pascal's wager fails, because...
Tell me how it fails.
Because
Pascal's wager is off of real belief.
But yeah, you don't get to choose what you believe. That's the problem.
You really do.
No. Okay. Here's a little thought experiment, a way that you can prove to me 100% that you can choose your beliefs. Do you want to engage with this?
Sure. You can always choose what you believe if you're influenced.
Yeah. I want you to choose right now to believe that you are on fire and receiving third-degree burns.
That's not logical because I'm not.
And neither is Christianity.
That's
you can't.
It really doesn't.
You can't choose to believe you're on fire because you're not convinced that you are on fire. Belief is the natural consequence of being convinced that something is true. And if you're like me and you're not convinced that something is true, you can't believe in it. I'm not convinced that Christianity is true. Therefore, I couldn't choose to believe in it even if I wanted to.
Believing that you're on fire is not the same as a religion.
It is.
It really is not.
The religion is making claims about reality. Me saying you are on fire is making claims about reality.
There's no 40 different authors that says I'm on fire, or
there aren't 40 authors. You don't know
1,500 years of people saying that I was on fire to affirm that I was on fire.
Stop. You gotta stop with the talking points. They're bad. We don't know the number of authors of the
Bible. So now you're gonna try to attack me. Okay.
We don't know the number of authors for the Bible.
40.
You don't know that
on different continents.
Who wrote the gospel? Who wrote the Psalms?
I don't know all the authors.
We don't know any.
And a lot of them were anonymous.
Out of
but that's still it's better than one or two or three.
Out of the 66 books of the Bible, we only know the name of 7 of those books' authors. We don't know that there were 40 authors.
And that's still really good. And they're off different continents, different languages.
So and they contradict each other.
So you know the chances of that?
It's the chances
even just
of 7
authors on different continents in different languages on different years.
Will stop. The chances
and them all saying the same thing.
Oh, they don't. They don't say the same thing. That's where you were wrong. We just have a bunch of books written with different languages at different continents that were brought together by the Catholic Church, but they don't say the same thing. Will, for example, what does the Bible say about whether or not God can change his mind?
I don't know deep into the Bible. They all say the same thing about Jesus resurrecting from the dead. And 5,000 Jews saw him on the day that he resurrected, and they talked to him in person.
Well, it doesn't say that either. The 500 claim, where do you think that came from?
Where did it come from? Do you know?
I do know. Do you not know?
I don't know.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 6, and it doesn't say that the 500 saw Jesus on the day he resurrected from the dead. Paul just makes the claim that, and he appeared to 500 brothers and sisters all at once. And it doesn't say in what manner Jesus appeared to them or in what way. We don't know anything about the 500. As far as you know, it could be 500 Christians a month after Jesus' death who are sitting in a room praying, and then they feel Jesus' presence with them, and thus Jesus appeared to all 500 of them. You don't know.
I don't know. And that's a good argument.
So it's not a good argument for the Bible being true. And again, the Bible can't even agree about the nature of God. One author says that God can't change his mind. Another one says he can.
What is that? Okay. Go on.
One author says that Jesus was born during the reign of King Herod the Great, who died in 4 BCE. And another author says Jesus was born during the census of Quirinius, which was 10 years after Herod was dead. One author says that Jesus was crucified on the Passover. Another one says he was crucified the day before the Passover. One author has Jesus saying, "Take nothing with you on your journey, not even a staff." The other one says, "Take nothing with you except a staff." The authors
so
don't
you're taking
agree.
These small little details that probably, you know the game of telephone. Everything gets
I know
passed
the game
down.
of telephone. I do know the game of telephone. We don't even know who wrote the Gospels or where they're getting their information.
I mean, it doesn't matter in this case because it was written over the span of 1,500 years,
which is
over
makes
different
it more,
continents. So
which makes
they
it more
can't just
unreliable.
collab. Can you let me talk?
Well, actually, the Gospels were all written on the same continent and in the same time period in the same language, within a couple decades of each other.
No.
Yes.
Please.
The Gospel of Mark. The Gospel of Mark was written around 70 A.D. The Gospel of Matthew around 85. Luke as well around 85, and the Gospel of John around 90 A.D. This is a consensus of biblical scholarship. All written in Greek. All written in Greek, by the way.
No, there's different languages and there are different continents.
Really?
I don't know. I can't search that because I'm just on my phone.
What your mistake?
What
your mistake? I'm not looking at any information. I just know my shit. What you're probably mistaken is that the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, was written in Hebrew and Aramaic, and the New Testament was written in Greek. So that all the Bible together, different languages, but the 4 Gospels all written in Greek.
I'd have to do my research on that. I don't trust that, but I'll take your word for that.
I can prove it to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Watch this.
All of them were written in the span of 50 years, you said?
I was talking about the Greek part. I mean, I could show you sources from scholars on when books of the Bible
so you
were written.
Said there's none written on different continents.
I didn't make that claim. Like the Gospels were all written on the same continent. The
Gospels were all written on the same continent.
Yes.
Can you give me like 2 seconds to do my research?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Just note that when you bring us back the information, I am going to ask you where you got your information from. Velvet Worm says, this guest seems like he's never read the Bible. You know, probably a very shallow, cursory reading of it. I've never seen a Christian deny gospel were written in Greek. That is a first for me, too. Wesley Huff. Bart.
Okay, so I do apologize. You are, well, my source.
If you leave the screen, I won't be able to hear you.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. It was an AI overview and it pulled different sources, but you were right. And I'm not deep. I know everybody's saying I'm not deep in the Bible. I'm just saying why I believe. I'm not trying to cause any heat.
But why should I be a Christian?
Because it's better than not having a belief and you don't have any morals right now. Or you do probably do, but you don't have like a guideline.
I have morals and I have beliefs. They're just not based on
sometimes those
ancient
can be wrong.
religions.
Sometimes people
prove
they're doing
wrong.
Things they think are right, but they're not.
You mean like Christians?
Yes, or any other religion.
Yeah, so I'd rather just be honest with the data that's available to me and like I don't have any good reason to believe in a God, so I'm going to lack a belief in a God. That's the
Do you
most
think
honest thing I
killing
can
people
do.
is bad?
No. I mean, yes, I do. I mean,
Oh
depends.
no.
Like, if a Nazi comes at your door and you have the opportunity to kill them, what are you going to do?
I'd not kill them unless if that's the very last thing I have to do.
It's either you kill the Nazi or the Nazi kills the Jewish person hiding in your basement. What are you going to do?
You can't. There's different situations. You can't.
No,
just
in this
fling that on
situation,
somebody.
you only have one option. You either let
if
let the
the
Jewish
Nazi
people be killed,
will it,
or
no,
you
I'll
kill the Nazi. There you
Of
go.
course.
Then sometimes it's morally upright to kill people.
No, not the act of killing somebody,
No.
but preventing and saving the Jew. That
By
is
killing,
what's
which is moral. Was it moral when David killed Goliath?
the giant.
Yeah.
Yes,
Then yes, sometimes it's okay to kill people.
but that was a corrupt creation.
Nice claim. Nazis are fucking corrupt as hell, so I think it's okay to kill them.
They're still humans in God's creation.
No, they're
And how
not. They are humans.
That's just their belief.
They are humans,
think-
but they're not part of God's creation. They're just fucking idiots who are racist.
They're
And
human. They were born human. They
I don't care if they're
they
human.
grow up and then they have beliefs.
I
and
don't
then
care.
They're
I
influenced.
don't care if they're human. They're shits.
You don't care if they're human.
I don't. Don't. Why? Okay, Will. Do you
What
hear
if they change their belief?
Will,
What if they change their belief and
if
they
they change their belief, sure. But if I got a Nazi at my door asking where the Jews are, they're dead. I'm not giving them a
that's
second.
fair.
I'm not.
But you're
I'm not
saying they're
giving
not
them.
human just because of what they believe.
I never claimed they weren't human. They're human. I just don't give a shit about them.
You just said they're not God's creation.
Yeah, they're not God's creation because God doesn't exist.
Okay.
Unless you can give me a reason to think God exists.
I have been, and you just been interrupting me the whole time.
No, you haven't. You haven't given me any evidence of God existing.
Any evidence? There's no concrete evidence, and there's no concrete evidence that he doesn't exist.
I not just ask for any evidence. Like Pascal's wager isn't evidence. It's like why not
It's
try
it's a
Christianity?
theory.
It's not a theory.
Yeah, because there's nothing
It's a
to
wager.
lose.
It's a
You
wager.
only have benefits in believing.
No, that's not true. It's not true. If I became a Christian, I
Okay,
wouldn't
tell
have
me where
things
it's
to
not.
lose. The
What,
ability
just because you want to do drugs or something, then it holds you back?
Masturbation?
What's a
masturbation,
non-benefit?
fornication.
Yeah, that keeps your mind clean by not doing it.
No, it doesn't. Masturbating.
Your mind just
my
becomes
mind is a lot
everything
more,
you think
I'll
of
tell
is
you what.
lust.
I'll tell you what. After I get done masturbating, my mind's a lot more cleared out than it was before I masturbated. Fact.
But you think lustfully. And
Yeah, there's nothing
it
wrong with
just
lust.
grows your lust.
There's nothing wrong with lust.
Yes, it is.
Show me what's wrong with lust without saying the Bible says.
What if there is somebody mentally ill and they like children? That's bad lust.
Yeah, for a
They
child.
think of
because-
children as
Okay, what's wrong with an adult lusting after another adult?
because lust can make you do bad things. They can make you cheat.
Wait,
is that bad?
I don't
Is
have a
cheating bad?
I don't have a spouse or a partner.
Then just with another adult.
Yeah, I'm just if I see a beautiful woman on the street and I have lust.
What if she
What's
didn't
wrong
want
with
it?
that?
That could make you, do bad things for your lust.
No,
because you
I'm-
see her as an
no.
object.
So here's the problem, Will. Well, I don't see him as an object. Will, I think you're projecting here. You see, the problem, Will, is what you're demonstrating to the audience is not Christians aren't good people. They are rabid dogs on a leash. You don't have any ethics. You have obedience. You're being kept. The only thing, it sounds like the only thing that's keeping you from objectifying a woman and from doing bad things is your religion. I don't have your religion. I can look at a woman, lust for her, and not do bad stuff.
I'm not saying all atheists are rapists.
I'm saying, well, I say, wait, the majority of like people who like rape kids. What do you think? What do you think they are? Atheists?
Sorry, could you repeat that? You broke out.
There are over 300,000 child marriages in America. And guess predominantly what religion these people belong to?
They're not strong faith in Christianity.
Oh, well, I guess Will is the gatekeeper for Christianity. There's nothing in the Bible that says you can't fuck.
I never said
there's
that.
nothing. Hey, guess what, bud? Nothing in the Bible that says you can't fuck a kid. Sadly.
Sadly. Wow.
Yes, it's sad that the Bible doesn't have any rules
That's
against
kinda
fucking
gross.
kids.
Why would you say that?
You didn't understand what I just said. It's sad that the Bible doesn't say anything about fucking kids. It should say don't fuck kids, but the Bible sadly doesn't say anything like that. In fact, Numbers chapter 31, God gives the Israelites the ability to go out and take young girls who are virgins and have them for themselves.
And then it also says, I don't know what verse. I don't have my Bible out. Anybody who like
lusts after a woman.
After one of my pure children will like die.
Any one of these who causes one of these little ones to stumble, it'd be better for them that's not causing them to stumble in the Christian and like in the Bible.
Yes, it puts them in lust and it corrupts them. Yes.
Now, if you're married to them, is there anything in the Bible says you can't marry a minor and then fuck her?
Is there anything that says they can?
Yeah, Numbers 31 says you can. The Israelites,
where does it say they can marry a child?
God told the Israelites that when they go into this group of people, that they're the Midianites, they are to kill the men and all the women who have known a man, but the young girls who have not known a man, keep for yourselves.
Can you read the exact verse?
Oh yeah, I'll pull it up.
The young women,
young girls. Let's see, Numbers 31. Let me pull it up. Oh, put a comma in there. No wonder. There we go. Numbers 31. Let's see. Now, verse 17. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who has known a man by sleeping with him. But all the young girls who have not known a man by sleeping with them, keep alive for yourselves.
Yes, all the pure girls that haven't lusted with a man. Never said anything about girls.
What age do you think people were getting married at, during this point? Do you think it was 19, 20?
But it wasn't old men with little girls.
Okay, no, but for girls, it would have been teenagers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please don't call me ma'am. So if it's teenagers and you only keep the young girls who have never known a man, and you take out the young girls.
I'm guessing this is from the Old Testament.
We'll get to that in a second, but you don't get to excuse the Old Testament just because it's the Old Testament. Continue, Laith.
But you understand that if they get married in their teens, then that means that they would have had intercourse. Please stop touching your mic. So that means if they had never had sex, please stop touching your mic. So that means that if the ones who weren't married were the ones too young to get married, then that means they would have been younger than teenagers or early teenagers.
Every girl was, every girl past teenager years was not a virgin.
If they were married, they were not.
Around 12 and a half is when you start marrying your daughter off in the Israelite culture.
And even if it's just one, let's say it's just one, that's still one minor, not to mention their war brides, which is another awful thing.
Yeah. And in regards to your whole, that was the Old Testament thing. You want to know what Jesus said about the Hebrew Bible, the law of Moses? He said, the scribes and the Pharisees sit on the seat of Moses. Therefore, whatever they teach you to do, that observe and do it. Do you obey this teaching from Jesus?
Sorry, I did not hear that.
Matthew 23, verses 2-3. The scribes and the Pharisees sit on the seat of Moses. Therefore, whatever they teach you to do, that observe and do. Do you observe that thing that Jesus said?
I think so, yeah.
What did the scribes and the Pharisees teach?
What did they teach?
The law of Moses.
Yeah.
So do you observe? So the law of Moses is good then. Also, you have to
inform me what that exactly it is.
Numbers 31 says that the Israelites were allowed to take little girls for themselves. That's the law of Moses. Numbers 31, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. That's the law of Moses, which Paul says in Romans 7:12 is holy, just, and good.
I think I'm not. I don't really focus on the Old Testament And there's a lot of
that's the main problem with Christians. Y'all don't read your Bible. You like to focus on the nice fluffy bits in the latter half of the book,
and you're kind of just framing a lot of these words.
Although to be clear, the God of the New Testament is infinitely worse than God was in the Old Testament. Infinitely worse, because at least in
God's
the Old
nature. God's nature is only good.
Depends. No, that's not true. Not according to the Bible.
Yes, according to his nature.
Isaiah 45.
Only good.
Isaiah 45 verse 7. I, the Lord, create good, and the light and the darkness. I create good and evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. There are plenty of times when God almost commits evil, and then someone talks him out of it, such as in Exodus 32 verse 14, where it says, and the Lord changed his mind about the evil he was going to do to his people, because Moses begged him. But God was going to do evil to them. Now,
so evil is not one of God's creation. It is actually just a lack of God, because God is all good, and without God, there's just evil.
Incorrect. Isaiah 45 verse 7.
That's not what your book says.
Yeah, Isaiah 45 verse 7 clearly says, I create peace and evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
And that's in the Old Testament?
Yeah. Again, doesn't matter, because what does it say in Malachi 3:6? I, the Lord, do not change, lest you sons of Jacob should be consumed. So is Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forever, or does he change?
I really am not that informed. I'm not like you, where I know every verse in the Bible. I came here to explain why I believe in God and why you should.
But if you believe in the God that is, whether it's inerrant or not, if you believe in the God of the Bible and you don't know what's in the Bible, doesn't that sound a little silly to you?
I know what to follow and what is right. I don't.
Okay, but God gives lots of terrible laws and silly laws.
So do you think that God only gives good laws?
Yes, I do believe.
I want
based on the New Testament.
Well, no,
that Jesus.
I didn't ask about the New Testament only, because it's the same
no,
God, right?
I'm only talking about the New Testament.
Well, no. Why are you ignoring the Old Testament? What is God not? Is the God of the Old Testament not the same as the God of the New Testament?
I don't believe so.
Really? Because Jesus
would have
disagreed.
Are you Gnostic?
Yeah, that's not biblical.
No, I don't know where I lead with the Old Testament. I just know that was
What did Jesus say was the greatest commandment?
I think to follow his word.
No, Jesus said the greatest commandment was love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And then the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. You agree with Jesus on that?
I do agree with that.
All right, guess where those came from? Guess what he was quoting?
Is it something from the Old Testament?
Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 5, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself, is Leviticus 19:18.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah.
What do you think Jesus quoted to
fight
the devil?
Jesus affirms the Old Testament.
Yeah. What do you think Jesus
y'all
used?
Are talking at the same time. I cannot hear.
What do you think Jesus used to fight the devil in the wilderness when he was being tempted by Satan?
What he used to fight the devil?
Yeah. The devil said, if you are truly the Son of God, turn these stones into bread. What did Jesus respond to him with?
That he wouldn't.
He said, it is in Matthew 4:4, it is written that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word which proceeds from the mouth of God. Guess where that came from?
I'm guessing the Old Testament.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 16. And it says, man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. That includes the Old Testament. So if Jesus says you're supposed to love God, and the verse he's quoting from is from the Old Testament, and God there is the God of the Old Testament, Jesus worshiped the God of the Old Testament. He taught his followers to keep the law of Moses.
Can I search something real quick? I'll give you the source too. I just need to make sure of something.
Sure.
Thank you.
I was uber depressed, and this is sort of bringing my spirits up.
I like to say that pettiness keeps me young. It really does help with the whole feeling good.
Let's see. If churches taught the Bible, they'd be empty. True. Yeah.
Okay. So for the sorry, my mind is blanking. For the Old Testament, and when you're saying he created evil, I think what you meant is he created the capacity for it, which is the absence of him.
Nope. Stop adding words to the Bible. God didn't say I create peace and the capacity for evil. It just says I create peace and evil.
Where there's peace, there has to be evil. There can't just be one thing.
Wait.
What?
Was there evil in the Garden of Eden prior to sin?
There was the snake.
Prior to the snake. Was there a time?
No, there was not.
There was never. Wait, in eternity, when God was alone, there was peace, right?
There was, but there was also free will.
Was there evil when God was by himself and there was nothing else?
Can you rephrase that? What?
When God was existing on his own for all of eternity, prior to creation, there was peace, right?
Yeah.
Was there evil?
There's always... Okay, let me ask you this.
Wait. No. Don't ask me a question. Answer my question.
Okay.
God is alone. Nothing else exists. There is peace. Is there evil?
There has to be. There can't... Or
So
yes,
God-
with
so-
God, just God, yes, there's always only good.
Okay, then there can be peace without evil. Thank you. Yes, you just admitted that. So you either have to admit that you either have to admit that there can
I
be
just
peace
said God
without.
is all good.
Okay, then there was only peace and no evil.
Near him, yes, but there has to be evil.
Does that mean in heaven, after our world passes away, after the judgment and all that stuff, will there be peace in heaven?
There will be peace.
Will there be evil?
So peace can exist without evil.
Well, I bet there's hell. There's evil there.
But in heaven, can there be peace without evil?
In heaven, there can be peace without evil, because the
All
evil
right.
is somewhere else.
Is there peace in hell?
No, there's no God in
why
hell.
does it-
That's why it's hell.
Then if you can have one, why can't you have the other?
Right.
If you don't
we have
need,
that
if
here.
you don't, okay, if you don't need, but in hell, if you don't need peace to have chaos, why do you have to have chaos in order to have peace?
Because chaos is the absence of peace.
Okay, well, peace is the absence of chaos.
No, because peace,
Yes.
light, a shadow is
isn't?
the absence of light.
Wait.
Or
If
darkness
God,
is the absence of light.
If God can make heaven where there's peace and no evil and light and no darkness in heaven, then he could have done it everywhere else.
No, because we choose the evil. We choose it.
We didn't. Not really.
That's what's original
Adam
sin.
Adam and Eve were set up, bud. Sorry to tell you.
They were not set up. They had the choice.
Well, it depends. If God
Did
is
somebody
not-
force
if-
them to eat the apple?
if
No, they're
God-
curious.
No, wait. No. If God is not all knowing and all powerful and all that, then sure, they chose it. However, if your God is all knowing and all powerful, did God know? Okay, first and foremost, who created the tree of the knowledge of good and evil?
God.
All right. Did God know with the absolute certainty that Adam and Eve would make that choice?
Yeah, probably. He's all knowing.
So they couldn't have done otherwise because he knew what would happen.
Because out of his goodness, his nature, because he's a creator, he still created them.
No. Stay with us. Stay with us.
Why are you? No, you can't even let me finish.
Because you're going away from the point that Dalton's making.
By the way, you can still have choice without evil existing. You can just have a choice amongst a bunch of different
Have
good
you ever
stuff.
sinned?
Technically, no, because sin is the
Yes,
breaking
you
of.
have.
Wait. Because sin is breaking God's law, and because there isn't actually a God, therefore there is
So,
no law of God.
do you love me?
No.
Exactly. So you've already sinned.
No, because God doesn't exist.
Wait. Are you saying that you love every human being that exists and ever will exist and ever
No,
has existed?
because I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect.
Okay, but
wait, I don't want to get him off the. I don't want to get him off the point
That's
because
true.
I was about to say, you could, if God wouldn't have created the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, would there still have not been choice?
Wait, what? If there had not been a tree
Of the
no,
knowledge of
there
good
would
and
have
evil.
been choice.
Okay, so you don't need to introduce evil in
The
order for there to
tree
be
is
choice.
what tempted them. I don't know what point you're trying to make.
You don't need fucking evil for there to be choice.
What? Yes.
As one of my friends on here, Styx, likes to say, instead of giving the choice that you can either hug your baby or punch your baby, why couldn't we just have the choice to either hug our baby or give our baby a big kiss? We
Right.
don't have to have the horrible option, in the same way that I can't think really hard and make Dalton's head explode. I don't have that option. Why couldn't God just not give us the option to do all of the horrible shit?
Because that's not free will. And that's
But
to be
you don't
clear,
believe in free will.
Yeah, free will is not real in reality, but also free will is not in the Bible either.
What are you doing right now? You're on live on TikTok. That's free will. You're allowed to do that.
Do I have to go to hell?
What
Do I have to go to hell if I don't believe in Jesus?
No, because he died for you already.
To be
But
clear,
If I don't believe, if I
to be
don't
clear,
believe in Jesus,
if you reject Jesus, then that's what you're supposed to do. But he
to be
doesn't
clear,
want you to go to hell.
Will, to be clear, I don't think you know what free will means, bud. Free will.
What is free will to you?
Is the ability to make a choice independent of any underlying cause. That's what free will is.
Yes.
That doesn't exist. Name me one choice that I make that doesn't have some underlying cause.
Pressing live, that gives you no benefits.
I had a cause. I went live because I got paid. I get paid to do it. That's a cause. That's the motivating cause.
Started talking to someone just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun. In other words, the cause was your desire for fun. You were motivated by your desire for fun. That was the cause that led to you choosing to talk about somebody. As long as you can say because X, Y, and Z, there's an underlying cause.
There's a cause for everything because God caused it.
Exactly, which is why free will doesn't exist.
And God is the first cause.
Determinism is what's real. The fact that every choice that we make has some underlying cause to it. Determinism was real. Libertarian free will, not a real thing.
Okay, what about monks?
Monks, what about them?
They just sit there for hours.
And they do so
for the religion.
And they do so because they're devoted to their religion. That's the underlying cause.
You have to exist. You have to have a cause. What
I know.
But you're allowed to do whatever you want.
So, and anything you choose you will have chosen.
Do you love
because
God?
of some
No,
cause.
You don't believe in Him.
Yeah,
and that's free will. You don't have to.
Nope.
No.
Because I don't believe in. I'm not convinced that God exists. Therefore, I couldn't love Him if I wanted to.
And also, if I don't believe in Jesus, can I choose to not go to hell?
If you don't believe in Jesus,
yes, I don't believe in. I don't believe
Jesus
Jesus is real. I don't believe Jesus is God. I don't believe He's the Messiah. I don't believe anything the Bible says.
And you don't believe in God at all.
Yeah.
I don't believe in God at all.
But I'm choosing not to go to hell.
Yep, I'm gonna go to a Kolob. I'm gonna hang out with Heavenly Father over there. Can I do that?
And are you saying that you're still alive?
No, I'm dead. I'm
dead?
dying, but I'm choosing to not go to hell.
Well, what the
I
Bible
have the
says,
free
if you
choice.
refuse Him, He'll have to refuse you.
But I want to use my free will.
I don't have a choice. I have to go to hell.
No, you have a choice, and that's the choice you have to make.
I choose not to go to hell.
Yeah, you can choose to go to hell, of course.
No. I choose not to.
It's not free if there's a consequence.
Yeah,
if there's a consequence,
I don't believe in your God. I don't believe in your Jesus, but I'm choosing not to go to hell. Is He going to force me?
No, because you chose your decisions on earth, and now you're going to hell.
Free will means freedom from any coercion. Okay, hell is a coercion.
Yeah, like here, Will, if someone walked up to you, and let's say like a woman was interested in you, and she held a gun to your head and said, "I want you to love me, or I'm going to pull the trigger." Is that really a choice? Is that free will?
Not in that case. But
okay, God says, you will worship me.
Just try to make a point.
You will believe in me and worship me, or what happens?
Or you die.
Or you die and.
Okay, no, you're just using the wrong situation just to try to frame this.
And I die and what?
And you get away from her. You don't get to be in love with her.
No, I'm talking about God. If I die and God says you will worship and believe me, or
you go to hell.
So in other words, hell is the gun that's being pressed against my head.
Define hell for me. Do you know what hell even is?
Well, the problem is with that question, bud, is that the
What
Bible
verse?
doesn't have a univocal understanding of the afterlife, and what version of hell you believe in is completely determined by what particular denomination you believe in and what particular verses you're choosing to pull from the Bible. But the typical Christian answer is eternal separation from God.
Yes, and that's a
Wailing,
place.
gnashing of teeth. Seems
Let
pretty
me
unpleasant.
let me explain this. If you will not interrupt me, please.
Well,
I will not make that promise.
I'm not going to make
Okay,
that promise.
well, just
It's my
at least let
show.
me try to get a point across. Any point. So, Adam and Eve, they betray God. They are sent down
No.
here.
No.
Can you maybe let me get 5 seconds in?
Here.
Well, I disagree with what you're saying.
Okay, tell me why it's not betraying when the one thing God said is to not eat the apple.
Will. All right. I'm going to give you 2 minutes of uninterrupted preaching to say whatever you want. Okay. Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
All right. Go.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Gotcha. I was over it.
It's so mean, and yet I enjoy it.
They fall for it every time.
They do.
Anyways, he thought I was going to let him fucking preach. Will,
Yeah,
I don't
we've
know you're
heard it.
right. You weren't able to give us any good reasons for any of the bullshit you believed in. Starting with Pascal's wager was immediate L.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot that. Yeah, Will, read the Bible. And I'm not here to tell you that you're not a Christian. If you say you're a Christian, you're a Christian. The same way any other person, if they say they're a Christian, I'm going to believe them that they're a Christian. But you got to read the book.
Yeah. Now, that being said, we're at 3.5 hours, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be. And Humphrey, don't be a dick. Mute. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Anyways, that's the end of our show. I'm sorry to all the other people in the comment section who are wanting to come up, but I do want to read a super chat real quick before we head out. From @VeryGoodWizard with the $10. When you're down, remember we're cheering for you. Thanks for putting your brain to good use. And remember, there's only one Dalton, and there are 0 substitutes. Thanks, friend, for doing what you do. Well, I appreciate that. To the Very Good Wizard, I tip my hat to you. I've got a lot of insecurities I'm dealing with right now. And knowing that I got all of you here, it helps a lot. And I do feel a lot better after I do these lives. I'll probably end up going to go sulk after this though. But nonetheless, I did appreciate being here with you guys. And I think that's all the super chats I got. So let's see who's live right now that I can send you crazy kids off to. Let's see.
I think Peg is live, actually. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I can't see.
Peg?
Yeah, you know how you can see it, but you're not sure if they're on someone's live or if they're hosting the live.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Oh, wait.
I know who is live, and that would be Mr. John Cohen. So, everyone on TikTok and everyone on YouTube, go over to John Cohen's channel and you let that son of a bitch know that the Bible guy sent you. All right. And I want to give a thanks to Lathe of Heaven, Scientific Snitch, Liz, and everyone else of the friendlies who came up to hang out with me today. I much appreciate all of you. Anyways, and that's the end of our show. I've been the Bible guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and I'll see you all again on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye, all.
Born from dust and questioning fire, wielding truth like a sword of desire. Ancient scrolls and cosmic flame. He tears through myth, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the stars align. Knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible guy, seeker of the light. Through time and fire he writes the night with reasons. his words aflame. He dares to question